Yo, hello, welcome in, guys. How are we feeling today? You know what? I might go live on Instagram too. I got two special guests right now. Guest number one, Andy THPS. Everyone knows on Twitch. Guest number two.
Ricky, I love you.
Thank you.
Times are getting rough. The budget is super tight.
Hell yeah.
I won't be able to sub for a while. I still love what you do on Twitch.
Thank you so much, Matt Kelly.
One day. P.S. Buy Janice lunch or something. This is the end of the message. Over.
Thank you so much, Matt Kelly.
You said over.
Yeah.
That's very polite.
I like that. Over.
Appreciate you guys. We got Chad Caruso,
Yo.
the world record holder for skating across America in the fastest possible time.
Yep.
Right?
Yep. 56
Boom.
days, I think.
And yeah, we were just hanging out a little bit. I thought we could do kind of like a little bit of like a candid interview. I think before we begin, is it all right? I just want to go live on Instagram and just be like, yo, we got Chad, pull up to the Twitch.
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah.
It's just a little bit of a promo.
Yeah, go
kinda.
live everywhere. I don't care.
Yeah, well, like it's good to the people on Instagram go, oh shit, I didn't
Yeah,
realize.
come over. Yeah.
Yeah. So it kind of works out. We were just having very fun times just then, guys. I'm not going to tell you where we were. I'll let them break it to you.
Don't look at my Instagram.
Yeah, don't look at Andy THPS's Instagram.
And don't think of the white.
And look, I got this beautiful
don't think
sandwich.
of white elephant.
What a fantastic sandwich.
That looks incredible,
Listen.
honestly. Looks good.
All right, so now we got a double live.
All right.
But they can wait, look up. They
Okay.
allow it.
All right.
Instagram.
Right, Twitch? You're okay with waiting.
Is
They
anyone?
are. Grunt if it's okay.
Kinda.
Oh, you look beautiful.
Yeah?
Yeah, you look so nice.
Wow.
Instagram, what's good? Instagram, welcome. We got Mr. Skate Across America, Chad Caruso.
Yo.
We're just gonna hang out, do a little bit of a chill. We also have Andy THPS. We're hanging out live on Twitch. We're gonna do a little interview type thing. If you want to pull up, go to my Twitch, Ricky Glaser. The boys join, let's go. But yeah, I just thought it'd be fun. Just little vibes. Chad and I actually have never met before, so it could be cool.
Never.
Am I gonna skate across America? No, but he did, and we can ask him about it.
Hey, not with that attitude, Ricky. Come on, man.
Yo, Cali Paws joined. Appreciate you. All right, yeah, I'll see you on Twitch, okay? On my Twitch, Ricky Glaser. All right, Twitch. Was that good? Now we can begin. Oh, almost. Let me do one more.
Just that quick?
Yeah, because it's more just like, I am live. You
Does
know
it
what to
stay
do.
there? Or like, it exists?
If I
as,
would have
like,
posted a story, but
Oh, okay.
I didn't, but it's okay. But yeah, all right, cool.
Nice.
So appreciate you taking the time, Chad.
Oh,
so
yeah.
if you want to confuse yourself, we can read the chat there.
Oh,
But yeah, guys,
100%.
if you have questions for Chad, I just thought it'd be cool. So I guess my first, and it doesn't have to be so formal as well. My first question was going to be like, why are you in California?
I'm doing a documentary tour about the Skate Across America. So we got a film. And yeah, I started in LA, got San Diego, and I'm working my way across the country.
Yeah, so you already did the 3 in California?
Yeah.
How did they go?
Awesome. Yeah, really good turnout. I did one theater, probably like 80 or 100 people there.
Yeah,
So
sick.
it was fun, man. Yeah.
Sick.
I love doing the Q&As too and like answering questions about it.
Yeah, what's
Yeah.
like the funniest question you got?
I mean, funniest? I don't know. People always ask like where I went to the bathroom.
I was
all the
thinking
time.
that.
Yeah, it's like the number one. Yeah.
Yeah, sick. What I trip out on is like skating on the side of the road seems scary.
Yeah, I grew up in New York, so I'm just so used to skitching on cars, bobbing and weaving. Like that's just a normal day skating through the city.
Yeah.
So I feel like doing that from so young. I'm just kind of comfortable.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. Because I'm definitely not comfortable. I
Yeah.
hate, my biggest hate is when there's a skate spot, like a rail or whatever, and then it's onto the sidewalk, onto the road. I hate that so
Really?
much. It gives me so much anxiety. And then the homie is like spotting, and then
Yeah.
you're like, all right, like I'm trusting you with my life. Like,
See,
please don't tell me
I
to
was
go
a-
if there's a car.
I was almost the opposite, even before the skate, like maybe 16, 17. I remember I would like skating rails that went into traffic because I thought it would make for a funny clip.
Yeah, funny.
know?
Funny.
Yeah.
Make it on the sky.
Yeah, we'll see, yeah. Either way, it's a clip though, you know?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, sick. But yeah, like how, I mean, like the Skate Across America was like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
How do you kind of like reflect back on it now? Are you like, holy shit, I can't believe I did that? Or you're like, yeah, good times?
It was fun. It was like an incredible experience being out there for so many hours alone. Just a
Yeah.
really learning experience, pushing through limits. Sometimes I forget, but like doing
Jeez,
something
you, Twitch. Jesus.
doing something like of that magnitude stretches out your limits, you know. So some days I catch myself, I'm like, I wasn't pushing at this level years ago, you know. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I kind of like those. All right, come on, guys.
Hell yeah.
I kind of like those things where it's like, you know, you can set yourself a challenge and you kind of like can either know you're going to do it or not. But then when you set yourself like a super ambitious challenge like that, you're like, I don't even know if I can do it. Like,
Right.
I got to find out.
Yeah.
Did you think you were like definitely going to do it no matter what, or you thought there was a chance that you might not be able to?
I mean, now once I say I'm going to do something, like I know I'll do it. The
Yeah.
only way I thought I wouldn't is if my knee gave out, if a car hit me,
Yeah.
like something I couldn't control really. You know?
Yeah.
I knew like it could take forever. I'm like, I'm finishing.
True,
you
yeah.
know?
Because you
So.
could just keep going, I guess. What I would probably be scared of is kind of like RSI type, like repetitive injury or something.
Yeah. I was kind of, I had a torn lateral and medial meniscus for the whole trip.
Damn.
So I went to the doctor and I asked in the documentary, I'm like, am I going to be good?
Yeah.
He's like, you should probably have a satellite phone because like when you're in the middle of the desert, if something happens, you can't call anyone.
Yeah.
No
Did you have
service.
one? Or
No.
like one of those beacon things?
Nah. Yeah, so there's like stretches of 120 miles of wilderness. There's like no cars, no people. It's
Yeah.
just nothing, you know.
That's sick. Yeah, cool. Well, now J Films also did it,
Yep.
and with Oreo, and then now he's skating across Japan.
Yep.
Like right now, probably pushing right now. I don't know what the time zone is. Maybe he's asleep. How does that make you feel to see like other people doing it too?
It's incredible. I was getting messages from people in other countries. There's a girl doing it, Brooke, right now. At first I was just like, oh, it's cool. Like other people are doing it. I didn't like piece together that like my trip influenced anyone.
Yeah.
You know, so like as I'm seeing more and more and people message me, I'm like, it's crazy. I don't know. Yeah.
The chat says Oreo didn't do it. Fake news. Savage.
Hey,
Yeah, that's crazy.
it's cool
See,
to
like-
see.
When I first heard you were gonna do it, no disrespect, I was like, oh yeah, he ain't gonna do it.
Really? And that type of comment was not even comment. Like I'd be at work and I'd say
Yeah.
it to the people I work with.
Yeah.
And they'd be like, no.
Blackbee tipped $2.
You're not
Insert
gonna-
fart noise here.
Thank you, Blackbeard, for the $2.
Yeah.
But I don't mean that in a disrespectful way. And
Oh,
I
didn't-
wouldn't say that to you to psych you out or anything.
Yeah.
But I just am like looking. I'm like, it's too much. It's
Yeah,
too
I
crazy.
I didn't take it that way at all. People at work and stuff, everyone was like, "There's no way you can't do
Yeah.
it." And that when people would say that, it would make me excited to be
Yeah.
like, "No, I know I'm gonna do it."
Yeah.
You know?
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I had to work up to it. You know?
Yeah.
In the
so
beginning,
what was the
'cause
training like?
I never pushed more than a couple miles around the city.
Yeah.
I never did a long distance skate, so I didn't really know, and there wasn't anything online to really research.
Yeah.
You know, so I would do like 5 miles, I'd be super sore, and then 10 miles, still be sore, and then I just kept breaking myself in.
Yeah.
So like maybe a month or two, realistically.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay. So you did kind of ease in,
A
because
little
that's what
bit,
I
yeah.
thought would be the craziest. Is like, can you push 50 miles in a day? Probably. Can you push 50 miles in a day and then do it again the next day, and the next day, and the next day, and the next
Yeah.
day, and the next day, and the next day, and the next day? Then that's like, whoa, I don't know.
Yeah, I didn't take one break.
Yeah,
So
that's
50,
insane.
6 days straight, 50-mile minimum every day.
Yeah.
Yeah, it got, you get shin splints and, I don't know, plantar fasciitis, tendonitis, and the Achilles. Definitely added up. You started to get used to it, though. I
Yeah.
think once you push maybe, I don't know, half hour, your adrenaline starts going and, like, the pain goes away. You know, you're a skater.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure
Yeah,
you
but then
skated
for
through
the whole
injuries.
day or whatever.
Yeah. It comes and goes in waves, you know?
Yeah. Was there any particular state or city where you're like, yeah, this has got the good road. Like, I love the road in Arizona, or I love the road in whatever state.
No. There was
Just
bad
all
roads and good roads in every state. I know Texas was the worst.
Damn.
Like, clearly, like, the ground was basically gravel for most of the state.
Yeah.
Brutal.
And
yeah,
what do you do
yeah.
there? Just go slower.
I would push as hard as I could and then come to a dead stop.
Damn.
And some days, 2 days in a row specifically, it was the first day it rained, I remember. All day long, it was that ground, all 50 miles. I remember pushing downhill even, not like
Yeah.
a super steep hill, but like downhill enough where I'd be coasting and I'd come to a stop.
Gnarly.
Yeah.
Would you get to hills where you're like, oh, I gotta like slow down because this is too steep, kind of thing?
Yeah, so most people are like, oh, you got the downhills, it's going to be relaxing at certain points. And for me, the downhills were almost harder because I had to drag my feet because I had cruiser wheels, so I pick up so much speed.
Yeah.
You know, so
And that's like
I'd
an
start
awkward.
pulling your groin, like dragging your foot, like sometimes your foot's hitting the board. So that was almost more exhausting and annoying. If it was a mellow hill, then I like put my headphones in,
Yeah.
maybe have some like trail mix, like relax. But that was, few and far between.
Yeah. Sick. What do you think, Andy? You got any questions? You gonna skate across America?
Yeah.
Not anytime soon. Gotta do it in a video game.
Hey, there you go.
Video game.
What was your time?
About 57 days.
Yeah, let's speed run it.
Okay, so 56
10
is
days.
the goal.
Yeah.
No, that's too early for me, man.
Do you know your like average miles per hour? I guess like if it was 57 days, you could probably even work it out including the sleep, and then you could probably deduct the sleep.
I think people averaged like all my miles and the days. I think it was like 56 or 57 miles a day. Hourly, it's tough to say.
Yeah.
Some days, like that day with the ground, it's like
Yeah.
I'm doing like 3 miles an hour or something, And then
Yeah.
some days, if it's nice, smooth, maybe 10.
Yeah. Damn, that's pretty good. 10 miles an hour.
You know?
But see, 10 miles an hour, you still gotta skate for 5 hours. to
Yeah, and
get-
you got to think it depends
50
if there's
miles, I'm like,
traffic,
yeah.
traffic lights, slow you down. Yeah.
They say any crazy wildlife encounters.
Yeah, a moth got stuck like this big, got stuck in my ear.
Yeah,
while
actually, I
was
think I saw
skating.
on YouTube that.
Coyote chased me.
Chase.
Yeah. At first, I was getting used to all the wild stray dogs, right?
Yeah.
At first, I was scared of him, and then I got comfortable with him.
Yeah.
And I saw a coyote, and I was like, it's kind of like a dog. And then as it got closer, I was like, I probably shouldn't let this thing get that close.
Yeah.
And I started booking it, and it just kept chasing after me pretty fast. Yeah.
Damn. That's crazy.
I mean, it's just one. If it was a pack, it'd be different, but
Yeah.
not too scared of one.
Yeah.
But not worth the risk when you're out there in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, dang.
Yeah, what else can you tell us? Like, what are you doing in California? You're
Yeah.
doing like a little tour, right?
So what's the
Yeah.
next stops? You just completed California, right?
Yeah, next stop is Overload Skate Shop in San Diego.
Okay, cool.
I'm doing a
What,
premiere there tomorrow at 5:30.
tomorrow is the Saturday the 10th.
Yep.
Sick.
And wait, does chat know about like what you're doing, like the premiere?
Yeah, I guess so. Tell us a bit more about
Yeah.
the documentary.
Yeah, so it's about a 50-minute long documentary about the whole skate across America. And they pieced together some of my vlog footage, but my friends flew out with like really high quality cameras.
okay, I didn't
And
know
so
that.
they grabbed like footage from like the desert and like Tennessee and pieced things together from the front and back of the trip. So
Yeah,
it's
right.
like a full high quality film, not just
Yeah,
like
okay.
YouTube.
Because I
clips
thought
and
it was
stuff.
just from all the footage or whatever.
No,
Oh,
no,
okay,
no.
sick.
It's like a proper film.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
What
So it's about 50 minutes long, and we play it at theaters occasionally, but mainly skate shops. And yeah, I'll be in San Diego tomorrow.
sick. Hell yeah.
Pumped. And I'm doing the whole trip just basically living out of my car. So I got boards, books.
So now you're gonna
Just trying to
drive
figure
and
it out.
premiere the thing on
Yeah.
the route that you skated.
Pretty
Co-
close. Sometimes I'm like hitting shops a little off, but roughly following it and finishing at Jackalope Festival in Virginia Beach.
Yeah, because that's what you
Yeah.
originally did, right?
Yeah, so I'm excited for that because that's going to be huge skate
How-
festival, premiere it there, and like do a Q&A in front of the whole crowd. So
How worried were you? Like, how much days did you have lag time to like make it to the festival?
honestly, I beat them by like 10 days.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because they like planned it like to make sure I was there, and I was like, I'm not
But
going to go
to
slower
me,
than normal.
10,
Yeah, yeah,
even beating it by 10 days, to me that seems like close. Like, I feel like anything could
Yeah.
happen where you're like, I gotta take 4 days off. And then you're like,
Well, there's actually something that was closer. So I had a wedding in Italy that was at like the 60-day mark.
Oh my
So that was
God.
kind of my goal. So yeah,
Yeah.
I made it in 57. It was like almost exactly what I needed, and I flew directly to Italy.
wow.
Didn't look at the board for 2 weeks.
Yeah, so that was
Yeah.
like Jackalope and then you went to Italy.
Yeah, I had a friend's wedding there.
Wow.
Dude, how was the sleep after that 57 days? Did you crash
Oh.
out, or was it too like?
Yeah, I mean, part of me wanted to just keep skating too.
Oh,
like, 'cause
really?
I was just so into like
The rhythm.
of it.
You wake up in the middle of the night.
Forrest
have
Gump.
lunch,
Yeah,
and you're
yeah.
like-
You know, and also your daily vlogging and stuff. So you got like
Yeah.
all that momentum, and then you just kind of you have to get used to a whole nother thing. You know. Yeah, I went to like the city of Virginia Beach, gifted me like a massage and spa day kind of a thing.
Oh, like
And they
you
were
done.
so the ladies are like looking at my feet and they're trying to fix my ingrown toenails and they're like calling the other girls. I was like, I've never seen nothing like this before. This is nasty.
Oh my god. That's crazy.
Yeah.
They say, would you do it again or a different country like Canada or Mexico or something?
Actually, the number one prospect of a country, I'm not really thinking about doing it again or another country. I kind of was like, I had the idea, it was one and done. Australia has popped into my mind many times just because of the size of it and the wildlife, and I don't know, something about it like has called me.
Yeah.
But my
There's
body's
actually-
pretty messed up right now.
There's actually one dude that did it. I don't know what his exact route was. I think he might have went from Perth to Brisbane or something.
Like,
I think he did like a
North to
weird.
south or no?
I don't think it was.
No.
I think it might have been west to east or whatever.
Okay.
But he was like on a big longboard. I think he wrote a book and he does other like extreme
Nice.
things. You could
That's
look
cool.
into him because I was looking into it as well. He's like very much not a skater at all.
No, really?
Yeah.
like longboard and stuff?
Yeah, but I thought he was interesting.
Yeah, that's cool.
I think he made some videos about it, but I didn't watch them all. But I was going to research it more. But
Yeah.
yeah, Australia, you must get the satellite phone. As an Australian, I tell you,
Oh, really?
you must buy satellite phone. Yeah, because you will like actually die.
Really?
Yeah.
So that kind of makes me want to do it.
Yeah, do it.
Yeah.
But just get the satellite phone. I think this guy had a car with him. Because it's actually like, it's even dangerous to drive that. You drive, your car breaks down, and it says, next gas station, 200 miles. You just will die of like no water.
I'm more worried about the roads than that. The roads are like the hardest. If they're smooth-ish
I would worry about
roads,
dying too.
Is it like
Yeah.
wildlife or is it just like heat? And...
No, but yeah, it's like the desert. It's like heat, but it's like the place, you will never be able to walk there because it's like 200 miles away.
I mean, you'd be surprised how long you can go without water.
In the desert, 200-mile walk?
Yeah, I mean,
don't know.
I did.
200 miles
I
is
did.
far.
100 or so. 200 is pretty far, but
Yeah, and
I
it's
don't know if
hot.
I'd die though. We'll see.
I think people die
We'll
when
see.
their
I
car
mean, that's what
breaks
makes
down.
it interesting. Maybe we'll live
And like, you don't want to get bit by a snake too.
Dude, live stream now. That'd be
Yeah.
kind of hype.
Yeah,
Maybe in the future I'll do America again, but probably not.
yeah.
My legs
You don't need
got
to do it.
they
I feel like-
got
yeah,
they took a toll.
yeah. And you went Venice to Virginia Beach.
Yep.
What was the starting point in Venice?
The skate park.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah.
That's sick.
Yeah.
Like, all right, guys, just gonna hit New York real
Well, the funny thing was before
not
Jackalope
New
got
York,
involved, I was like, I was just gonna show up there by myself, not tell anyone, just kind of start. Like, I'm not like gonna be like, hey, look at me, I'm doing
Yeah.
it, you know. And they kind of organized this whole thing and told people to come, a couple of news people. I'm happy they did, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was just gonna start just randomly on like a random side street.
Yeah, that's sick. What initially gave you the idea to do it?
All right, my cousin Brett Conti, he's also a YouTube
Oh, okay, I didn't know you guys
skater
were
and
cousins.
content creator. Yeah, he's like, I gave him his first board and he's like 5
Damn.
years old and been skating with him his whole entire life. So, but we were talking about doing it across Italy, which is much thinner. It's
Yeah.
like 2 days. It's a fun little trip, you know. And then COVID happened, so we never could fly there. Put it off, and then it just kind of sat in my head.
Yeah,
Just kept thinking about it. Has anyone done it across America? And then I saw like no one really had done it like, cleanly, Guinness measured. Also solo, I saw no one really done it.
yeah.
So all those things kind of made me excited to like contribute to skateboarding and just be like, all right, I'll do it.
Yeah, sick.
Yeah.
That's really sick.
Yeah.
It also makes I like the idea of skating across Italy. That's a fire stream.
It's
or
fun.
like an
It's a trip.
island.
Yeah, exactly.
Circumferring an
Yeah.
island with good reception. Which
Yeah.
would be a fun
Let's do it.
Yeah, let's go.
I'll go.
That's
Dude,
sick.
you heard him.
'Cause-
He write
'cause-
that down.
Yeah. I like the idea of small islands. Big America is like, oh my god, that's way too crazy.
Yeah, I mean, you have to like. One of the hardest parts I think about skating across America is committing to the lifestyle change, leaving people behind, the sacrifices.
Yeah.
Like maybe I'll lose my job, you know. And some people think about that trivially, like, oh, like He doesn't care. He's just doing nothing. But like, it does take some effort and will and desire to leave that stuff behind. You know?
Yeah. There's famous like through hikes they call it in America. I think there's like 2 or 3 main ones. There's one like the Pacific Crest Trail. Have you ever heard of that?
Yeah.
It's like similar vibe, except you're just hiking and walking. And they go from the Mexico-California border up to the Canada border. But what I think's cool of that is it's like you go through all the seasons. So you like go through the desert, and then you go through the mountains, and then you go through the forest or whatever. But they only go at one time a year because they're so slow that it's like if you left it you have like a 1 month window to leave. Otherwise the conditions are too bad. Desert's too hot, snow's too cold.
Now that you're mentioning it, I think I passed over that on my trip and met some people that were like hiking.
Yeah, that's sick.
And talked to them, and they were super cool.
Because I always thought that was really cool. One of my friends was like, we should do it. Oh my God.
Yeah, Appalachians too is another one. People go for like 6 months to do the whole thing. You know?
Yeah, then that's the other one.
Yeah.
But that one, it's like, that one's cool too, but it's not as cool because you get the clean. Oh yeah, the whole America.
Right. Yeah.
The other one.
Yeah.
But yeah, Appalachian Trail too. Yeah. I think there's maybe one more, but I can't remember. But that's sick.
How's it going? How you
Pretty
feeling
good.
today?
Just right there.
Nice.
So I see on YouTube you were like learning new tricks and stuff.
Yep.
What's your like YouTube content sort of future?
It's a good question. I don't know. I kind of just go with whatever I'm feeling, you know? Like Skate Across America was just completely random and one-off, you know? Sometimes it's tough for me to just create just for the sake of creating because I want it to be my job. You know, I have to be like psyched about something I want to share. Like I did trick tips for a couple of years.
Yeah.
And then, you know, I probably could have just kept hammering that forever, but it's like, I want to do something I'm interested by, you know?
Didn't you do, before Skate Across America, you did learning a trick in every state?
Do 50 tricks, 50 states.
Yeah, that sounds fun.
Daily vlogging. It was fun. It was a lot, though.
Yeah.
A lot of driving. You know, sometimes trying to trick for 3-4 hours.
Yeah.
Driving for 8 hours.
I recently went to the Four Corners, where it's Utah, Albuquerque, Arizona, and not Albuquerque, New Mexico,
I was gonna say,
and what was the other one? Yeah, Colorado.
Yep.
It would have been nice to just boom, 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 one sesh, 4 states.
Well,
boom.
yeah. Some people commented that too. I know, but
Do one trick over the middle and call it.
Yeah.
How do you pick the tricks per state? Is like an influence on like where you chose to stop? And
No,
around, or did you?
I mean, if there was any influence at all, it was I researched what would be the fastest way to drive to every state. So like zigzagging, and then along that route, I found the closest skate park.
Okay.
And then I mapped all those out. I'm like, all right, I could do 4-hour drive this day, 7 hours this day. I did like mapped out everything. I was like, all right, I could do it.
Yeah.
You know.
That would be fun. I would do something like that, like road trip, skate, something.
Yeah.
A lot of driving.
Yeah, but
It's
driving's
a lot of
fun.
driving.
How long did that take you? Was that?
I did it 50 days.
Oh, okay.
So every day was a new
Oh, it was in
state.
50 days too? Damn.
Yeah. So I did like, I started in Maine. I would like skate a skate park, eat some like local food. So like lobster roll in Maine or something, because that's what they're going for. I'd skate with some locals. Then I'd go to a park, learn a trick for like 2-3 hours, then drive for like 4 hours, edit the video for 3 hours, upload it, and then do that for 50 days. So day 49, like I flew to Alaska, day 50 to Hawaii.
Damn, dude.
So it was like a
doing that in 50
logistical
days
thing.
is
and there was
crazy.
also- yeah. Every single day was a new state.
What I think is interesting about, and same as Skate Across America, is people watch it and they go, oh my God, it's so difficult, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, yeah, it was difficult, but you only seen half of it because I have to edit the video every day.
100%. Yeah, there's a level of like, when people watch it, they'll never fully know the logistics, the hours and hours, even the decision making, like of what to post, what to cut, what to film all day long. Your mind's always active.
Yeah.
You're like, I gotta film this. I'm meeting someone, but now I have to think and take myself out of the interaction. Be like, oh, I gotta try to film this.
Yeah.
Which I actually not a huge fan of. It's nice to document moments, and if you can capture it genuine, that's awesome. But sometimes I feel like it takes it away from like the actual genuine conversation. You know.
I try to walk the line with that too. I love like meeting people on stream because then there's kind of like this permanent record of meeting.
Right.
But at the same time, it's like, what's my life? Do I ever get to live things for my life for me, or do I have
Right.
to film and stream everything, or like where's the
And
balance?
like, and like put on a
Yeah.
face. For
Yeah.
the whole, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a balance.
So for
This is better though
Yeah,
than making a video, because a video is like, this is just happening.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The video's more of like, you can cut this, take this out.
Yeah.
It's a different dynamic.
what I say too is like I can't hide, you know, especially as skating, it takes ages to do a trick. There's no like fancy editing thing, no hiding.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
just see
that's what I like
who
too.
you are.
Yeah.
Like I think that's cool as well. So the stream you raised money for, if I recall correctly, it was like sobriety stuff.
Yeah.
How do you reflect on that, and how is that kind of going?
Let's see. So I did it for a nonprofit called Natural High.
Okay.
Helps kids focus on something they're passionate about instead of the drugs and alcohol.
Yeah.
Which that's what got me into YouTube and back into skating, was getting sober.
Yeah.
So that's been 9 years now. So I
Yeah,
wanted to
sick.
give back to what helped me.
Yeah.
And I didn't really think that much of it. That was really all I thought, was like, I'll give back to what helped me. And then people were reaching out throughout the trip increasingly, like, I got sober because of you. It's got me psyched to, live a cleaner life. So
Yeah.
that to me was the biggest effect of the whole trip. Like, I don't care about a record given to me by a beer company. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like it's cool hearing people's stories, like
Shout
they
out to
changed
Guinness
their
World
lives.
Records.
I
had
shout
a
out to
Gui-
Guinness.
I had
Yeah.
a certificate as well.
Oh,
Someone
nice.
broke it, but I was like, to get the certificate, I'm like, oh yeah.
They make you pay for the
yeah.
certificate too.
Yeah, I read a thing kind of talking shit on Guinness, and it was saying like, we're respectful. Thanks for the
Oh,
records, Guinness. Appreciate
It's a
the
business,
certificate."
and you can't give away everything.
Because
for free, but it's just funny.
pre-internet age, I would sit, like my grandma had the book, I would read the book, oh my god, longest fingernails, wow, so cool.
Yeah.
I would love doing that. But then
Same.
internet age kind of killed that vibe. I don't think they were selling many books, because why would I look at the book when I can just go on TikTok or whatever,
See
or
anything,
YouTube?
yeah.
But then they were saying they kind of switched to more like gimmick stuff. So you say to Guinness, hey, I want to promote some shit. I want to break a record. And they go, oh yeah, pay us. We'll do most spoons knocking an orange into a pool
Right.
within 20 seconds or whatever. And like they'll just do something that you can guarantee to get
Oh,
a
okay,
record.
yeah,
So
that
they're
makes
doing more like
sense, yeah.
PR-y kind of stuff rather than like, like legitimate records that like you got a legitimate one. But that's not really their bread and butter business anymore. It's more the like gimmicky, like,
Right.
oh yeah, pay us for the PR, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, it makes sense because it's tough. I mean,
Yeah, for
it's
sure.
a big,
They're
thick,
adapting.
heavy photo book. It's expensive, you know what I mean? So it's gotta make the money.
But that's cool that there was this like thing bigger than you or whatever.
Yeah, like people getting healthy and like accomplishing goals they've always wanted to do, or living
Yeah.
a better lifestyle. So that to me was the best part of the whole thing.
Yeah. They say ask him how it felt when viewers started showing up wanting to help and skate with him.
Yeah, that was unreal because I didn't expect it at all. Like this whole trip, like I said in the beginning, I wasn't even going to tell people I was doing it really.
Yeah.
Like at the beginning and the start. So in my mind, this is just my solo pursuit. Like I'm just doing this thing and I'm going to be out there for months. So I didn't think people were going to show up. And like one of the first people I did was like a 70-year-old couple.
Wow.
They brought me lunch, orange sandwich, like all these things. And I'm
Wow.
like dead, like in the desert, adjusting to everything
my
basically.
God.
And 7 years old, been sober for like 40 years or something.
Wow.
We love what you're doing. They give this like really genuine, response or interaction. And I think once that was in the YouTube video, it kind of set
Yeah.
a precedent, and they like increased as the trip went on.
Yeah.
And yeah.
That's cool. And like everyone else has been doing it. They were raising stuff for charity too. Jay gave away the like 200 boards or whatever,
Right.
200 completes. And now Brooke's doing it for
Spinal cord research
cancer
or something?
Yeah. Yeah, which is cool.
Yeah.
That's sick. Yeah, I think it's nice to have a component like that.
100%. I mean, that's how I looked at it. I was like, if I'm doing this massive thing that'll probably get attention, I should use it for something bigger than me.
Yeah.
You know?
That's really cool. Any like hopes and aspirations with the documentary?
Yeah. I'm basically doing this whole trip, just like all of these trips, 50 states, 50 tricks, 50 states, skate across America. I go all in. I basically risk losing my job. I have no money, and I just literally go for it and just hope that people will support.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what I'm doing with this too. Just like living out of the car, barging it, hoping to get it on like a streaming service,
Yeah.
meet the right people, get it out there, you know.
Yeah.
So I'm just kinda,
Crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, if you wanted to continue doing stuff like this, you could definitely make like a Patreon or whatever and say like, fund the next thing or whatever, and have like.
yeah, I'm not too good at asking though. You know, I just kind of like to do
for
my
sure.
things, live off of merit, and hopefully, probably not the best way to go about it, but
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I understand that as well. But you could definitely find a way to make it work, and maybe a way that you would feel okay with it or whatever as well.
yeah. But the documentary is like, I believe in the film so much, and now premiering it everywhere and seeing like
Yeah.
the impact in real time, I want it to reach a bigger audience.
Yeah.
You know.
So are you gonna try to like you said, get it picked up by streaming services?
Yeah, that's
That'd
the
be
goal.
sick.
Yeah. We've been doing pitches and stuff like that. So.
Yeah, cool. Anything streaming promising?
Yeah. I mean, we're in talks with like Netflix, so we'll see. It'd be a
Sick.
huge break, but you know, they're such big platforms, so
Yeah.
you never know. You know what I mean?
I think skating, this kind of thing, they would go
Yeah.
for.
Well, you'd be surprised. A lot of the industry, like film and TV, like they look at skating. It's a very small niche. You know, there's not much money in it. Generally comparatively speaking, so they're not usually huge on it. But this type of a thing, kind of, you can relate to it without being a skater.
Yeah.
You know.
That's what I always say too, is like I'm trying to be more like that, where it's like go for the more mainstream appeal of skating.
Yeah.
Like go to the grocery store, look at the products. There'll be a cartoon skater on
Right.
some shit, and it's like,
Yeah.
damn, skating is like that powerful that just in the grocery store, random ass product has a skateboard on it. Like what the hell?
Yeah.
Like the market is
Yeah.
kind of there, sort of, but
It's
sort of
there,
not at the
yeah.
same time.
Mm-hmm.
They got a great question. They go, how many bathrooms does Chad think is normal
Sorry,
in a
I'm
household? This is a stream favorite question.
What was it? How many?
How many bathrooms do you think is normal for a house to have?
That's a great question. I think about this all the time. So I'm gonna say, I think 2 is like more than that's perfect. Like 2 is
Okay.
perfect.
Yeah.
But one solid.
Yeah, one is like
Yeah.
the norm.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I mean,
I've
one
never
is-
had more than one.
What? Really?
Yeah.
One is the norm, but man, when you have 2, it's pretty sick. 'Cause
So,
it's like
but one's
nice.
norm, 2 lavish.
Yeah. Yeah.
You've
So-
thought about this.
2,
So if
you're
you
living
have-
comfortably.
So if you have
like,
4-bedroom
you're
house,
good.
you don't need to have 4.
No.
Yeah,
2 at
okay.
most.
Fantastic.
If you can't hold it in, I mean, come on. I don't know. We got other problems we got to focus on.
Yeah, they like to talk about it because my girlfriend does not agree with Al. so-
Really?
Oh, really?
But yeah, cool. They also say, how old is Chad, if you don't mind?
38.
Let's go.
Yep.
And they say, I could imagine Chad running a skate-themed sobriety ranch.
A ranch. What, like cattle
Yeah,
and
it's like,
stuff? Like, what's going on?
I guess
Nah,
it would be kind of like, not rehab, but like, come away to the
Yeah.
middle of nowhere, and we're gonna talk
Maybe, yeah, a
about
little skate-
life's problems, and then let's hit a little trade flip on the
Yeah,
minute.
a little skate retreat maybe.
Yeah,
or
something like that.
Yeah,
Retreat.
yeah.
Yeah, that's the right
You have
word.
to skate
Could be
across
cool.
country to get here. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
No one needs to check.
I have to get a piece of land. That's and then maybe see how many bathrooms I put on it.
Yeah.
So a lot of things to think about.
Yeah. They say like a fancy wellness / sobriety retreat with skateboarding lessons. Yeah, I mean, that would be sick.
Yeah, that could be
Okay,
cool.
yeah.
Yeah.
Just
We'll
partner
see.
with someone with the property. Boom.
Yeah.
Yeah, sick.
Sick.
And Chad coaching. You ever done skate lessons or anything?
Yeah, that's actually how I started.
Okay.
So I was doing. I used to manage a skate park when I was really young. So I did skate, like summer camp there all summer.
Yeah, sick.
In New Hampshire, this place called Waterville Valley. I did a whole summer there. So, and then when I got back into skating and doing YouTube, it was all tutorials. So.
Yeah. You were on YouTube pretty early. What was your
Um,
first kind of stuff? Do you remember?
First thing, let's see. It was basically trick tips. I was like going through the catalog of mini ramp trick tips because I saw there was like a giant hole there.
Yeah.
And I looked at YouTube and Google as like an encyclopedia or a dictionary and it was missing that part of the skate like language, you know? Like it didn't really, there was like some trick tips. Yeah, go up, stall and come back in. But like I wanted to lay it out for everyone cleanly, so I just got locked in on that for a while.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite mini ramp trick?
Gotta go feeble.
Feeble?
Feeble fakie.
Yeah, okay. I like
Yeah.
blunt fakie. Nice risk.
Feeble
feeling.
fakie. All the grinding of feeble fakie feels
Yeah,
good.
okay.
Backside Smith grinds feel good.
True. They say, have you ever been to Red Lodge, Montana?
Okay, here's a funny story.
Uh-oh.
I don't know if I've been to Red Lodge specifically, but I couldn't afford to live in New York when I was a kid. My family, we were like 15 or 16. I just started skating and I was obsessed with it. And my mom wanted to move to Montana so we could like afford to live. And I was like, all right, I'll go if you let me drop out of school and just skate.
Okay.
And so that was the deal. So I dropped out and just like basically tried to skate as much as I could. But
And you moved to Montana?
I moved to Montana.
What the heck?
Billings, Montana
Damn.
was the closest city. And they only had like a park or two. But I was like 2 hours away. So I was inland. There wasn't even flat ground for me to
What
skate.
the heck?
I would just watch like videos in my mom's like minivan in the back. Like, you know, maybe
Yeah.
I'd find a little slab or walk to one.
Yeah, you good?
So not Red Lodge, but I lived in Montana for a little bit.
Yeah, the reason they said Red Lodge is because that's where Aaron Cairo is from.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. But we didn't have
Didn't
to
know that. Yeah.
Do you know who Rick G is? Legend of Rick G?
There's a lot of
He's
Rick
kind of
Gs,
this like
I don't know.
older skater.
Oh no, I don't think so.
He's like a little bit in the content and stuff. He says, "Do you ever regret making yourself a public figure?"
No.
So like, I guess kind of how you were saying, you're just like, I'm doing this for me, whatever. Like, wasn't gonna make a big deal. I guess he's
Yeah.
saying like, do you regret?
No. Yeah, I've always enjoyed it because when I got sober, it changed my whole mindset on the whole thing. I was just like, I'm gonna share everything I've ever learned and try to help other people. So I never like looked at the effects or what that brought as anything bad. It was just like
Yeah,
it's part
cool.
of the, part of the job.
Yeah. They said Chad isn't a public figure; he's a folk hero.
That's funny.
That's cool. Are you doing any more like sobriety stuff? Like, you ever give like a talk or anything? Hit that
I
TikTok.
have the Q&As sometimes after the film.
Yeah.
Geared towards that. I've done some things at schools here and there, but not too much.
Yeah, sick.
Yeah.
Wait, they're just saying the audio maybe messed up. Let me see. Sorry. Yeah, sick. Wait, they're just saying the audio maybe messed up. Let me see. Test, test, test.
How was your
You
sandwich?
sure, guys? I think it's good.
Yeah.
That's it, but yeah, I was pretty good. I'm not big on sweets, so I'm like,
Is it my audio? Am I sounding all right?
We can just reset it real quick.
the unplug replug.
Classic technique.
I'm familiar with the technique.
But yeah, that's cool. Like, I also am sober. I haven't drank alcohol in like, I think it's maybe like 13 years. or
Really?
something. Yeah.
Wow.
But to me, it's like, it wasn't kind of like I was on a bad path and I made a strong decision. It was more just like, I sort of looked around and was like, oh yeah, this is not really
Yeah, I
for
don't
me.
need
And it was,
that.
because I don't know, like, I'm open about it, whatever, but I feel like if I say like, I'm sober this time, maybe people get the wrong idea a little bit.
Yeah.
Whereas it's just my lifestyle that I don't drink or whatever,
Right.
kind of.
And I'm kind of the same way. And even when you brought up the ranch type of a thing, like, I don't know if I will need it or want it to be my identity where I'm always saying
Yeah.
it all the time. Like, I don't know, I just like to live healthy and happy and as clean as I can, you know?
Yeah,
Not really
totally.
I don't need to say it every, I try not to say it too much, unless I'm asked.
Yeah, me
Yeah.
too, sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's sick there. What about, do you have any advice for, who do we want the advice for? Up and coming skater trying to find their identity?
Yeah. Let's see. I would say just put in the hours. That's really, everything's just about time. Put in the hours and everything will figure itself out and explain itself as you put in the work. But thinking about it and like thinking about the things you want or where you want to get, that'll hold you back because you're just stuck in thought. So
Okay. Yeah,
I don't know
cool.
if that answered anything, but
Yeah, for
that's
sure.
an answer.
Yeah.
Also, yeah, don't focus on external opinions. You know what anyone else is really saying.
Yeah.
Figure out what it is that you want to do and just aim at it. That's it.
Yeah. All right, we got to go on. It says, how does it feel to finally have your name on a board?
It's cool. Yeah, I don't really. I mean, honestly, it's when I was a kid, it would have been the coolest thing in the world. You know,
Yeah.
you're just like a pro skateboarder. That's insane. You know, I want to be that someday. And then you get older and you're kind of like, well, it's just a piece of wood with a graphic designer that's slapped on. Like, I don't get my self-worth from some brand slapping on a graphic on a piece of wood. You know what I mean? So once you start to realize those things, it doesn't really mean anything. But it's cool to have like what's it? Almost like a
Like a
something
bookend
like
or something?
a memory.
Yeah.
You know, like something you could take away and have. But
Yeah.
to me, it's just an item. It doesn't mean anything. It's more about the experience of all those years.
Yeah. Yeah, sick.
What about you?
Yeah, mine was kind of the same. It's like when I was a little kid, if you told like 16-year-old me, you're gonna be pro, I would have been so hyped.
Yeah.
But then when it finally comes around, when I'm in my like late 20s or whatever, it's kind of the same. It's like, yeah, cool, like sick, like this is nice.
Right.
This is like nice. But then I would say it comes with the expectation, like, oh, am I good enough? Am I worthy? Oh shit, now I gotta. When I first skated it in public,
Yeah.
and then someone's like, what board is that? And you're like, it's actually my pro model.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, that
See?
felt weird. And then you see someone ride it out in the street, you're like, oh shit, like I don't know.
I could see that and totally get that. I waited, I mean, so long, you know, so I'm 38 now, so I never really had that feeling because I'm just like, I don't know. I just felt like from all the, I don't look at a pro necessarily as you have to be like the best physical skater in the world. You could also live like a pro, like help people and be in the community and things
Yeah.
like that. You should be good and there's a certain level of skill,
Yeah.
but there's also other elements too.
Yeah, I
you know?
agree. Yeah, that's a good take on it. When you finished the like Skate Across America, what was your? Did you like process it straight away and like feel like I did it? I knew I could do it. I did it. Like, what were you kind of feeling?
No, that moment actually happened like on day 10.
Okay.
I was skating up like the biggest hill of the trip and I was like, oh, I'm gonna do this. Like I knew after I was going up that hill and I felt fine and I was like, oh, I'm doing it.
That's
But
interesting.
as the trip ended, I think I even say in the film, I don't feel anything. As all the people are coming up to me, I just dove into the ocean. I was like, I don't feel anything. Like I don't.
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah, I think it's more of like you're thinking about an idea or an ideal or like an award, like this concrete thing, and it's not that.
yeah.
It's so much more than that. It's like all those experiences from all those days, I'll take away in the future. So
Yeah.
it's like the expectation that you're gonna feel something different in the moment. It's like you're never gonna hit that,
yeah.
you know, because you're never just gonna be like a different person immediately
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
something, you know. Maybe
That's interesting
But,
to
yeah.
to hear that you say that you already completed in your mind at day 10, because I can relate to that too. You're trying a hard trick or whatever that you're not sure if you can do it, but then an attempt, it's not even the land, but it's close enough that you're like, oh, I definitely
Yeah.
can do this no matter what. I just need to lock in and I will do it.
Yeah, the
And
signal goes
I
off,
can kind of
yeah.
relate to that too, that it's like, it's already over, now I just got to execute.
yeah,
So that's really interesting that day 10 is pretty early too, so like that's cool.
yeah. It could have even. I feel like I remember the exact hill too. I got like this euphoric feeling.
Yeah.
Because it was a massive hill. It was just huge, and I had like brutal shin splints. I think one day I was pushing, I had terrible shin splints, maybe 60 miles in, and then I just broke through a wall, and they kind of went away. And I was just like, "What the fuck just
secret.
happened?" Yeah.
Just do 60
It
miles
was-
on a board and get rid of
It's
them.
crazy. I don't know. I mean, yeah, I broke through a wall and the pain went away, and then the same kind of feeling happened as I was going up the hill.
yeah.
I was just like, oh, I'm fine. I think it's equated to more like runner's high,
Yeah.
you know?
Chad says, what does euphoric mean? Come on, euphoric means like you're in this like state of like amazing elation or whatever.
Yeah, it's a good description. Yeah. And it also felt like I was exactly where I was meant to be. And that sounds kind of like cheesy. Like, I don't think anyone's like supposed to be put like in a certain spot, but it just
Yeah.
felt like I was doing like exactly what I wanted to do, pushing myself, dialed in, not focused on other things, you know?
Yeah, they say David Goggins says the same thing, that the pain signal goes away once commitment reaches a tipping point. Yeah, bliss is a good way to say it.
That makes sense. Yeah.
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 Yeah, that's. I wonder, like,
I think my body was literally like, oh, okay, I guess this is what we're doing.
Yeah.
Just gave up.
yeah.
You know?
It's interesting to say that you trained a little bit like the month before, because I feel like your body probably would help. I feel like the body after the first few days would be like, what the fuck are we doing? And then goes, oh.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the same thing ultimately would have happened. I would have just been in a little bit more pain the
Yeah.
first couple of days. Yeah.
Yeah, because I think I've maybe skated 5 miles, probably. I don't think I've ever skated 10 miles.
Yeah, you'll get like jello legs at that point.
Yeah.
If you haven't.
And you skated like half regular, half switch, kind of?
Yeah, so when I was a kid, I loved the idea of like looking goofy, regular.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
I'd practice
someone
opening
can't
my
tell.
shoulder when I was switch so it looked like I was goofy. So I practiced pushing switch as a kid. I was never really like equally as good, but I think that helped over the years for this trip.
Yeah.
Just kind of being able to cruise back and forth. But when there's a truck ripping by you and there's debris on the ground,
Fuck that.
no shoulder, uphill, you're like, I'm going to push regular.
Yeah. That's probably a good decision.
Yeah. But sometimes, I mean, your leg starts to throb if you don't switch. So you almost have
So
to.
you can push Mongo kind of too.
Well, it's still, I mean, it's the same principle. Yeah.
Because I'll do that. If I'm going uphill and I don't want to go switch, you just push
Yeah.
Mongo and then whatever.
Yeah, you get a
It's
little
all
tap.
good.
Do you hope that like no one's watching, or do you?
Nah, it's fine. I was Mongo when I was a kid for like 2 or 3 years.
Oh
It
yeah.
helps. It helps for people to push switch later on that pushed Mongo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny that you said you liked people not being able to tell that you look switch. I always thought it's funny that the pros go, Mongo is great when it's switch, and like they take pride in the
Oh,
switch
yeah.
Mongo push.
Yeah.
I'll be like, that's Mongo. Let's
Yeah, it's
mirror
Mongo,
like let's
yeah.
mirror it and mirror with the other
Yo, we
foot.
should bring back just start regular Mongo.
Yeah. hell yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Only I'll push switch regular, but yeah, Mongo regular.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah. That's legit. What about you, Andy? How you feeling today?
Yeah, you
Good.
know,
Pretty good. Yeah.
sandwich
You
or
want to tell
salad.
them what we're doing, maybe?
Yeah, we could. I think this week was THPS Fest, so we were playing Tonight Pro Skater 3 and 4 as like creators and press, and then there was an event last night with like concerts and with a concert with 4 artists. Yeah, it was all over Twitch. So,
Wait.
Hey,
He's got the mic.
I do another
Can you mute it?
green tea.
Go in there. I can.
Yeah,
What do we do, guys?
thanks.
I say
Well,
unplug.
if you have Diet Coke.
Okay. I think he's ordering.
Okay.
Yeah, just a green tea.
So, because that one's
yeah,
just
anyway,
like that
so-
Sweden. So these are the green teas that we
Everyone,
have.
if you watch my streams, self.
Wait, you're out?
by the way.
Yeah.
You're out?
Command Andy.
No, I have green tea,
Listen
but it's
to
just
the
like
title. Oh, just whatever, same thing as last time.
so just black tea, right?
I did
Um,
an interview with Tony Hawk. on
Any
Sponsor
tea,
7
any
on
tea,
the
yeah,
Facebook
okay.
page, and he like casually threw out like, "Hey, you should come to my house and play the game, and we won't tell Activision." It's
My bad, I didn't.
Now you can. Just if you go to the restroom, keep in mind.
I thought he might be going to the bathroom.
It's
It's
just
just in
that-
the loft. So we casually threw out the idea
No,
of
no,
him
you
coming
could
by
do-
to play the game at his house, and I was like, I followed up. I was like, "Yo, I'm like gonna be in LA. We should link up if you're still like down." And so he farted, and then he answered, "Yeah, you should like come open this day, blah blah blah." So.
No, you're good.
It's, so we went over to his office, which is where his ramp is, and then we just hung out for a bit, I played the game, and got to skate around. And Chad was there. I was like playing the game, and then like, Chad walks by. I was like, "Hey, I know you. I follow you on Instagram. Skate across America. Let's go." So yeah, we were just vibing there for a bit. Now we could get some food and just hanging. Yeah,
Yeah, that was surreal for me.
yeah. Rick got some.
Got a couple clips.
Got
I'll
some-
post them later today.
Rick got some clips with Tony Hawk.
Tony filmed.
Yeah, no
Nice
big deal.
pick with Tony.
Did he doubles with you?
No,
Or did
but
he-
I'll take the film.
Oh,
And
yeah.
he did doubles with this other kid there, and he's like, "Oh, can you film this?" Just like hands me his phone.
That's pretty sick. Yeah, I was like, I wasn't sure the vibe. I was like, is he just gonna kind of like lock me in a room and I'll play the game, and then Rick will just be stuck there with me? I was like, there's like a half
Yeah,
pipe
it was,
out there, like
it was casual because I was prepared to do that. I'm just sitting there, and he's like, "Oh, Ricky, come and skate." I'm like,
yeah.
Okay.
He just invited you to skate straight away, and it's just like he was down. So yeah, it was cool.
How many bathrooms does Tony Hawk have? In the office, I saw at least 2. And when I say 2, it's like male and female. So he had 2 sets of male and female. That was probably more of those.
Yeah,
So-
two's the standard. Told you.
That was a big space.
Yeah, it was big. It's a warehouse. That ramp is from Boom Boom Hub Jam. It's like
Yeah.
like 12 feet high at least.
Yeah, I think
And
it's
then-
12.
and
Maybe
then-
12 point something.
But the depth, like the width on that thing, like this giant,
Damn.
60 feet or something. Yeah, it's a good experience. It's awesome.
Would you drop in on that ever?
I'm barely at like the 6 foot like quarter pipe. So I mean, like maybe I could work up to it, but it
You
would
think
take
it-
a long time.
You think if you set that goal, you could do it?
Yeah.
57 days, you got it.
Do I do I want to set that goal? Not particularly, but I feel like if someone had like incentivized me in some way, like maybe, yeah,
I think you could.
yeah.
Yeah. If you could do 6, you could do that.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, it's like that would be quite like rolling in would be easier than from the coping, right?
Oh, yeah. Well,
Wait, what? Rolling in?
Yeah, like a roll in, like using a roll in versus
Hell no.
No. If it's
On
the same
foot?
height, yeah.
Even then, I think nah.
Really? You think stepping in from coping from tail, like
Yeah,
easier?
rolling in is kind of sketchy because the rolling is like a bit more steep usually. More steep, more whippy. Whereas
Mm.
drop in is just same old drop in technique.
Yeah, I think I'd be screwed. I don't
They
know.
say,
Like,
they say Andy's next stream goal.
hey, there we go.
I don't know about that. I think I would ask for a lot of subs. I would pay all the shit out of that. Yeah, I don't know, man. I'll stick to video game skateboarding. I'm not going to try and be something I'm not.
Yeah.
At least not straight away. Like start small for sure. Yeah, but this has been cool. I think that was your second time there, so you're able to
Yeah.
get a nice little session, hang out.
Yeah.
Do you remember the name of the kid that was there today? Ripping.
I don't.
God, I wish.
I do not either, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Maybe it's on Tony Hawk's story or someone's story.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Andy McDonald was there.
Yeah.
I might have it actually. Hold on.
Anyway, he was ripping, and so after he was like done with the little session, I go in there.
everybody?
Shout out JD.
Yeah,
Thank
I
you,
just,
JD.
His name is Jake Familton.
Okay.
There you go, Jake. I remember.
Yeah, he was ripping.
Yeah,
You may or may not have done a hard flip Indy in a line.
yeah,
Big 540s in channel airs.
insane.
You ever do a backside air on vert?
Not like legit. I did some pre-grabby airs. And
Okay.
like the pre-grab airs I could kind of do. Like someone stood their board on the tail and I like aired over the board.
Okay.
Like
Yeah.
proper
All
in
right,
the
so you're
air.
getting up there.
But like I don't know. I never did the clean like boom,
With a little bit of a
grab,
scrape
boom.
kind of a
It's
thing?
kind of like my gold toys learned that, but then I sort of I don't
Yeah.
know. I kind of phased out of it. But honestly, I would keep talking to people. Oh yeah, this is my goal. I want to do this, and then they go, "Oh yeah, I love skating boat," until the accident. And then, like, like 5 people told me that exact story,
All right.
and I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh man."
It's crazy, intimidating. Standing up there or standing at the bottom, even it's huge.
Yeah.
I can't imagine.
It is. I mean, I feel like, but I also feel like it's kind of like you can do it as you get older too, though. Even though the slams could be worse, you know, if you're comfortable there, then you can kind of ride it out a little longer than
Yeah,
street.
I
you
think
know?
so too. It's like more dangerous, but less like demanding each session.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
That's always been a goal of mine too. Just be able to go back and forth, nice,
Yeah,
clean,
just
stylish
stream
backside airs.
Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
But you said you only skated vert that like one time, or you used to a little bit.
I've like had one-off times. If there's a vert ramp, I'll like do a feeble or a Smith. Barely, you know, I'll just like hold on, and that's kind of it, you know.
Yeah.
That's here and there, maybe 5-10 times.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Because I was doing like the lip tricks I would do is like rock, fakey, rock and roll. I would even do like fakey, ollie, rock and like switch rock type stuff.
Yeah.
But then I was never good at the axles. I was trying to do the axles, and it was like I couldn't get used to the kind of like long time.
Yeah.
I couldn't really figure it out. I did like a couple of bad ones, but I never really like felt like I had it down.
Yeah. Yeah, last time I skated his ramp, I was feeling the same way.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's like, just do it. I'm like, I feel like I'm being like pushed off a wall. I don't
Yeah,
know.
it's like the
Like a
timing is different
yeah,
kind of.
just gotta
I
get
never
used
really
to
quite
it.
figured it out. Yeah.
Any good questions in there?
They're just talking about Aaron Kyra.
Nice, hell yeah.
Here's what I want to know is like where can people find, because the documentary is edited, it's like put together.
Waiting for the Netflix deal.
Yeah.
Or so if we don't release on a streaming service, then we're gonna release probably on like pay like $5-10 on YouTube or Amazon or like something like that.
Okay.
I think I have to talk to the director,
Right
but
on.
yeah.
So people can't. So there's no release date. No one can really see it yet. But is there like a trailer they can check out or like?
Yeah, there's a trailer on YouTube.
Okay.
It's made by my friend John Testa. He runs 6 Cents is the production company.
Okay.
So his website, Instagram. Just search Across America Trailer on YouTube. You can see it.
Find it.
Or show up to a premiere.
Yeah, where's the
Anywhere
premiere
around
list on your
America.
Instagram?
Yeah, it's pinned to the top of my page there.
Okay, cool. At Chad Caruso.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah, and it's spelled. How was it spelled? Oh wait, I think I
Yeah.
Yeah, because I want to see that. Like, I didn't know about it until just like we were in the parking lot.
Yeah.
Like, it was like,
They
oh,
cancel your flight.
Is that
Come on.
What
Premiere
time
tomorrow.
is it? What time's it?
Yeah, it's at 5:30.
Oh shit! It's like when my flight leaves. So like,
Where do you live?
at an undisclosed location, but
In what state?
He,
You don't like to say for the state. Oh,
okay.
okay.
but you could drive there.
Yeah, we're doing what we got. Phoenix, Tucson, Colorado Springs, St. Louis, Kansas City,
Okay, you're going further.
Memphis, Nashville.
I'm on Pacific time.
Yeah, okay.
So
Nice.
When's Phoenix? What day?
Phoenix is maybe the 12th.
Oh shit, soon, huh? Because I can't
Yeah.
come to this one today. Maybe I'll go to that one.
Let me see.
yeah, it
How
sounds
far is
fun.
Phoenix from LA? Like 7 hours?
It's a good question. should
I
probably
think
know.
something like that.
It's something. Yeah, I've done that drive before. It's like 6-7 hours, depending on traffic or whatever. But that's cool. Yeah, I had no idea. I've never following you. That's how I heard about you. Instagram, just seeing the updates and the vlogs. Followed you, just kept in the
Oh,
loop
yeah.
and such. I had no idea. But I have a question. Like you had said, you kind of had like a bit of a production like filming crew.
Yeah.
So they were piecemealed in there. They went with you the whole time, right? So
Yeah.
How do you pick out like those moments, like start, end, and then how do you? Like,
Okay, so we picked. I knew we wanted shots of the desert. We got these incredible shots, like in the middle of nowhere, yeah. And I'm like, there's this gnarly stretch of 120 miles that I really didn't like think too much about, And then people were bringing it up to me like, "You're gonna die out there by yourself," And I said, "All right, maybe that's a good time for them to come and film." And then they ended up not making it out like at that time, so I just did it anyway. But my idea was just to get like the most cinematic, like gnarly parts. But it ended up being kind of like a quarter of the way and 3/4 of the way. So you can kind of get the feel for the country because it's more lush and a lot of trees, in like Tennessee.
Cool.
But yeah.
That's right.
They weren't around much though.
Okay.
They made it like a skate trip, so they would just show up, film a little bit for like an hour, and then they'd go like street skate.
Oh really?
Yeah, they weren't like
Damn,
with
that's
me.
such
I was still by
skate
myself.
mentality.
Yeah,
That's sick.
exactly. Yeah,
That's so funny.
yeah.
I saw a good question. It says, Chad, what are your thoughts on how skate culture has changed over the years? One thing that always weirds me out now is seeing parents going hard coaching their little kids to become pro, like we used to see in other sports.
Yeah, I think it's fine. I mean, it's better. I mean, maybe not like forcing them, but it's good to have support, someone taking you around and helping you and stuff. I know skating's like, people aren't fans of that, kind of like figure it out on your own type of a thing.
Yeah, I guess what about a pretty cool question? Do you think skateboarding is a sport? The arm is
Let me
good.
see, let me see. Do I think skateboarding's a sport?
What is this?
Yeah, I don't know. It's just a label. It means nothing really. I don't think
Shame
so.
in saying no.
No, I'm trying to think. Yeah, I don't think. I'm trying to think what I really believe. I would say it's more of an art form because there's no rules or arena or teams or coaches really generally.
Points.
Points.
Yeah, Tony Hawk,
Yeah. Yeah. But it is now like street league and there's contests, so to some degree it kind of is.
Yeah.
It's just a label that means nothing. And kind of tying back into the question, skating is whatever it means to you. It's not like what is, what culture says it is or how people perceive it. It's what it means to you. I don't care if Olympics are doing it. This is how I experience it. This is what skateboarding is to me. I don't care how you feel. You can be miserable, be like, I don't like the way it's going. That sucks for you. That's how you're feeling about it,
They say sports have winners and losers, and skating doesn't have winners and losers.
Well, street league, I mean.
Yeah.
Right.
The way when people hit me with the Olympic street league, blah, blah, because I
Yeah.
also agree, I don't think it's a sport. And they go, what about Olympics?
Yeah.
What about street league? I say, like, okay, what about competitive eating? Okay, that's a sport, I guess, but also every single human being at all times eats every single day, and they are absolutely not competing in a sport. So, like, how are you gonna figure that out? Yeah.
Well, you could play basketball in a park.
True.
Yeah, but I feel like basketball, you have a goal. It's like, I am shooting it in. Whereas in skating, it's like, play with toy. Okay.
Yeah, no, I mean, you're still like landing a trick though. You know what I mean? Like you're focused on not falling, and it's still.
Yeah, I agree. And then as well, what I think of skating too, what I argue back is like, a skater can have an amazing career in skateboarding. Yo, thanks so much for the sub, Tom McLovin69.
Tom?
Amazing name. In skating, you could have a lifelong career and be an amazing skater and have never went in one single year comp, you know?
Yeah.
Which I don't think you can do in another sport.
Hey, thank you.
Thank you.
Well, I owe you.
Is everything okay? Oh, you don't have it. Everything
I'll
okay
come in
here?
and I'll take care of you in a minute. Thanks.
You want me to take care of this?
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, that was great.
Thanks,
you.
man.
Did you guys
Appreciate
take the
it.
videos?
We're doing it
we're
right
still
now.
going.
What is it for?
Yeah,
Like,
we're
what the
live.
videos for?
Just for YouTube kind of stuff.
Huh?
He skated across America. He
Yeah.
got on a skateboard at Venice Beach, and in 57 days he skated the whole way.
I pushed by
World
myself.
record.
Wait. Back up.
Yep.
So, from Venice Beach.
Yep. To Virginia Beach.
All the way
3,146 miles, completely
Skateboard?
completely solo, just me and the backpacks pushing on a skateboard.
Yeah, just small skateboard.
No skitching, no rides, no walking, nothing.
Why?
Good question.
Why not?
Because I want sleep.
You got the whole rest of your life to sleep, man. My goal every day was to make it to a hotel. So I would wake up and be like, oh, the closest 170 miles. All right, I'm gonna try to make it there. And I'd like shower, edit my videos and stuff.
And that was like 57 days, you said?
57 days, yeah.
World record.
50 miles a day minimum every single day.
Wait, so from Venice Beach to,
Virginia Beach.
and that's, where is it?
Uh,
Virginia.
Yeah,
Coast to coast.
coast to coast.
How'd you come back?
Oh, I took a plane. No, actually, I drove
I
this
was like-
time. Yeah. No, those days are done. Yeah. Why are you thinking about doing it?
Oh, hell no.
You ever skateboarded?
No, I can't skateboard anymore.
No?
Yeah.
I did it when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I wasn't
Okay.
good at it.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
cool. Do you own this place?
This one.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, skateboard wasn't
You
popular in my
ever
country.
see famous skaters come in here?
No. Are you a famous skater?
No. We just make YouTube videos.
Yeah.
Well, Ricky's famous, but
Nah.
Oh, yeah?
yeah.
Not really.
Is this skateboard and stuff?
Yeah.
He's
Oh,
a pro.
that's cool.
He's a pro too. He's skating across America.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Busted.
I want to see your videos. They're
Yeah.
YouTube videos, right?
Yeah, it's all on YouTube. Yeah.
What's the name?
Ricky? Alright, well, I'll tell you both.
I'll
Ricky,
come back.
He's gonna look you up right now. Watch
Nice.
the trailer.
you're gonna get in the chat. Can we get a sub from him? Why? He with the Y. Rebar, bro!
That's a good. And people ask that all the time. That's usually the first response. Why?
Why anything though?
Yeah. Exactly. I mean, what else are you gonna do? I don't know.
Yeah. Why?
Might as well live your life. Get some
They say
experience.
Andy's
you know?
famous too.
Okay, write it down.
Alright, hell yeah.
Nice. Are you famous too?
No.
He's world's best
You know?
Tony Hawk's player.
Are you?
I think there's a niche group of video game dorks that watch another dork play.
Tom
it.
underscore McLovin 69 gifted a tier
Yeah.
1 sub to LO underscore officer.
Yeah.
They have given 4
Yeah.
gift subs in the channel.
Come on. We're getting you promotion.
I want
Yeah.
to. I want
Whole-
to see.
what's it
you-
called? Holy
you can write
Crick,
your own.
It's
right?
like the URL's right there.
You
Hey.
didn't write your one, Chad.
So which one?
Write
is
your one,
Ricky?
Yeah. Let him write his too.
Oh yeah. I want to see your videos, man.
Yeah, here you go.
Check
I'll
first.
follow. I want to see that.
Nice.
Yeah, 57.
Yeah.
Someone else did it in 72.
Ah, lame.
Yeah, weak. I think weak. With other people.
Weak. This guy wins. This guy wins. 70?
Hey. Ah.
Hell yeah.
That guy's funny, man.
that guy's sick.
Oh, that's great.
Like the vibe. Dang, what are we talking about?
Is the restaurant guy
Talking
famous?
about you being famous.
I really
And
thought
you were being humble explaining it, and then my response was going to be, oh, so you actually are.
when I said to him, any famous skaters come in, I was ready for the story. I'm surprised he said no.
Oh, really? It's like it's like the elevator pitch. Like, he just did this whole thing. He's in a documentary. We're talking about it now. You should go see it right now.
One of my friends in Australia, I think he was, I can't remember if it was bike or scooter rider, who's getting a massage in Australia, random place in Australia, and he like looks out the window and he sees Tony Hawk walk past, and he's like, "What the fuck?" and like runs outside because in Australia too, it's crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, and
Oh,
I say he's the official world's best Tony Hawk Pro Skater player.
really? That's a bold claim.
That's
At least in the
And
top.
he doesn't even seem like he had to defend it. Like, nah.
I never
So-
claimed it, but I did gain that reputation at some point.
Wow.
So Tony likes to boast.
Okay,
that.
so you are famous. All right.
Yeah.
He's more famous than us.
Yeah.
I don't know.
He's more still.
I mean, you have so many more followers
That's
to me.
funny.
Like, it's crazy. People
So-
recognize you in public. Like, I don't get recognized. I got recognized last night,
Oh, let's go.
but that's like 3 times now, maybe. And you're like, when we were at X Games, you're getting stopped. Like, you had a counter. You had like
Oh, yeah.
50 people stop me.
On the
for a
stream, I
picture.
had like, it was like a
Oh,
game.
really?
When someone takes a
Yeah,
photo,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
the signature.
That's fun.
Do people
So-
recognize you more since the trip, you think?
Yeah.
I recognize him today.
Yeah.
From that, for sure.
Well, I'll admit, Tony said to you, when people go into his boardroom, they recognize your board first. We went in there and I go, oh, there's the Caruso board. That was the first thing I said.
Which
too.
is crazy. Yeah. I don't know. I guess because it looks so bizarre. Like, the wheels just stand out.
Yeah, I was like, that looks like it would be a board. Like,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
the wheels were so gnarly. Like,
Which was funny because throughout the whole trip, I was like badgered in the comments, like, change them, you're gonna kill yourself. What are you doing? Like, over and over, and I just blocked it out.
was
you
there
know?
a mission that you were just like, no, I'm gonna use the same set of wheels?
There was a couple of different reasons, and throughout the trip. But the main one was just I thought it was interesting to see if one board could make it across, and I was like, I'm kind of the test dummy. Like, how many people are gonna try this?
Yeah,
Yeah.
durability
See,
test for science.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and it just seems cooler. Like, one board made it across.
What
you know
brand
I mean?
were the wheels?
It's a company called Seismic.
Okay.
I found like skate wheels because we like harder wheels generally.
Yeah.
They didn't really have this as good a technology for like long distance skating. And then I used SKF bearings.
Wait, so that was the same set of bearings?
I didn't change. I skated through the rain.
Did you clean them like all the time?
No, I kept the
What?
shields on so
What?
stuff didn't get in. Occasionally,
No
I
way.
dropped in like lube, but I realized it almost would cake up more, so I just stopped.
That's the
way.
most amazing thing to me.
That's a good takeaway
Yeah.
for science right there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That's
Did
crazy.
it help like temporarily when you put lube on it, or was it just like?
Maybe quickly, but then it starts to just get cakey, you know.
Because I was under the impression that bearings can last forever. You buy one set of bearings, it'll last your whole skate life. You just gotta clean them all the time.
Well, if you get ceramics, those are supposed to generally not rust. So I got ceramics.
Okay, so those were ceramic ones that you had?
Yeah, and
Interesting.
also, everyone thinks about rain and rust. Like, you gotta think, a lot of times when it rusts, you're just leaving it like in your garage. I'm basically not stopping from moving
Yeah.
all the time, so it doesn't really have a chance to
Sure.
rust,
Yeah.
But it definitely didn't help. I mean,
Yeah,
I
right.
felt it for sure.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe we should tell Chad, like Tony, we were just at Tony's office and he has like a room with like a collection of like, I guess you could say some of his most prized boards that he's accumulated over the years. He had like the board from Hook, like the Rufio
Back
scene,
to the
like,
Future board,
Back to the
signed
Future.
by the homeboys.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then there was the secret, the skater in the suit in the 50s with the hat, and the
Yeah.
sunglasses.
And
all
then
that
there
thing.
was who painted it? This famous musician painted
Kurt
one.
Cobain.
Yeah.
Yeah. That
Yeah, that's
one.
awesome.
Yeah.
Mine being right next to that one's just,
Yeah,
I
and
can't even believe it.
His
yeah,
is in there,
It's crazy.
and right away we recognized it. I was like, "Dang, look at those wheels! It must be
Yeah.
transport." Skate across America.
Yeah.
And so you gave that to him? It was like, was that?
Yeah, the Smithsonian was an option,
No
but
way.
if they get something, they can just put it in the basement and they own it forever. So it could just never see the light of day if it's not on display. And I was just like, Tony will
He would
probably
do that.
preserve it. People will see it, or like it's, I don't want it locked in the basement.
Smithsonian is
Yeah.
in New York.
I don't know where it is. Yeah, but the guy,
Someone tried it.
someone mentioned it to me that they knew someone there, and I was in talks, but
I think
I don't
Rodney
want-
Mullen
yeah.
has some stuff in there.
yeah. I mean, it's cool, I guess, if it's, but
Yeah, whatever, random museum.
Yeah.
Tony Hawk's wasted.
That's what I mean. And
Museum
he's
never did
in,
900.
Right. He's actually involved in skateboarding, you know?
He had the 900 board there. We got
Yeah.
to hold it.
Yeah.
That was pretty sick.
And his grip job sucks on the 900 board. Don't tell him.
Yeah. He had like some elaborate story about it. Like he was like.
He gripped it the wrong way. He had a line, like people commonly have a line to know which way's the front, and he gripped it the wrong way, and then he's like, "Oh shit!" and then like took a sliver of grip and put it back, and it looks
yeah.
all shitty.
Yeah.
That's funny.
It's kind of a good
funny.
story though, because it's like the 900 board. That he,
Yeah,
like, kinda
I'm
messed
surprised
up.
that those were the wheels he was rocking. Look, the board looked kind of wild in modern standards.
Really?
Like thick wheels, skinny board.
Yeah. Did you say? What did he say? Was it an?
I said, "Is it name?" He goes, "I can't remember."
Oh really?
That's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, legend, man.
They said, Chad, was it spaces or no spaces in the bearings?
No spaces.
What do spaces do? Can you answer me that?
I have no idea. Nothing. Maybe they just.
Told you, guys.
Yeah.
They do nothing. He doesn't
Nothing.
even know what they do. That's how little they
Nothing.
do.
I don't know what they are. What are these spacers?
I
In between the
personally.
bearings, you know
Yeah.
those things you can put in the center?
Yeah, I really can't think of what they do. I think they slow you down. I really
this is
do.
What, I think it might have been Rick G that told me this. This is what
Yeah.
he said. I've actually never tested it. When I tighten my bolt,
Mm-hmm.
I tighten it, and then I give it a little give, right? That's how you put it in your thing.
okay.
He said the idea is you tighten it all the way that it's taut, and then the tightness pushes through, and the spacer putting the pressure on allows it to still spin freely. And I'm like, I don't know about that.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I
feel
guess
like I
in
wouldn't
theory it
wanna do
makes
that.
sense, but yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Spacers allow you to crank down the nut to clamp the bearing and prevent a side load on the bearing. Yeah, so I guess that's how you like pop the bearing.
Right.
Is on the side load. But I mean, how many bearings I've
And-
broke in my 25 years? Maybe 10. Probably not even.
Does that outweigh speed? I don't know.
Probably.
You think so? Like you'd rather have
No, I mean like it probably makes you slower.
right. So that's what I mean.
More
I'm gonna
resistant.
pick speed over like the risk of not tightening my bearings too much.
I always
or
thought it's
whatever.
funny, you know, those light up wheels. So they work when it's like you have to tighten them more to get it to light up. It's
I've
kind
never
of the
seen those.
same.
Yeah.
You ever seen light up wheels?
Have you tried them?
Yeah, like a penny board wheels.
Really?
You know what I mean?
No, I mean I've seen them maybe in videos, but I've never actually like
What?
used one. And,
It's like a baby little girl's tricycle or whatever. It has those light up wheels.
I mean, that's what I'm picturing.
Yeah, that's what they
Yeah.
are. You can get like a penny board and it has it, but you have to tighten the nut. It has to be tight enough for it to light up, otherwise it won't go.
damn. Yeah, maybe for my
Jay
next
used light
board.
up wheels, skate across America, lol.
For the skate across Italy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. When you went to the wedding, they go, "Hey, what have you been up to?" And you're like, "I actually skated across America."
Oh, dude, it was kind of annoying. Not annoying, but like
Yeah, because
over and over and over,
can
and I
never just
just
casually-
finished, and
You
yeah.
can never just have a casual conversation. You go, "I skated across America." Fits in like,
Listen to this. I didn't even really know these people that well. I mean, they were like kind of close friends of the family, but I knew almost no one at the wedding except for the parents. And the parent got up and gave a speech and mentioned me in the speech. That I like, oh, he just finished skate across America and he made it to the wedding. I'm just like,
Just PR. Get you off.
yeah. And then I actually like working my job afterwards became difficult because I'm a server.
Oh, really?
So like, and it's a very tight local community. You know what I mean? So people always were like asking questions. And I love asking questions, but like, if you're running around in a fast-paced restaurant, it gets kind of like,
yeah, slowing
you
you
know,
down.
yeah.
Surely there was some nice tips after that.
Yeah.
Across
Yeah,
America,
yeah. Oh, definitely, yeah. It has its perks, but
Yeah.
it also, you know.
The light up wheels Jay used broke before he could finish the trip, so I guess the wheels Chad used were stronger. I mean, light up wheels is gonna.
I
weigh
mean,
you
I
down.
could have guessed that. Like the light-up wheels is probably not going to be that durable
Yeah.
if you got all that like stuff inside, you know.
Yeah. Do you have another huge challenge just to stop people asking the same questions about the America one?
Well, that's the thing is like even before I finished, people were just obsessed with asking me, "What's next?" I don't know. I'm still doing this. I'm
Yeah.
still experiencing this, and I think, yeah, I don't know. I don't need something to say. You know, every time I go on the news or something, they're always like, everyone wants this tagline or something to say next. I'm like, I don't need to plug anything. If I get
Yeah.
excited, I'll say it, but like, nothing's really compelled me, you know.
Yeah.
Except maybe Australia.
Yeah.
But I don't
Yeah.
know. My leg's not in too good a shape right now, so maybe if I get surgery and I'm feeling a little better, that's an option.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think I'm good on long distance skating.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah.
Just get the beacon if you go to Australia.
I would probably, if I did it, I'd probably go north to south.
Yeah. That's more interesting too. Along the coast.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Is there anything you would do differently? Like, assuming, like, let's say you did like Australia, like, was there something you wish you had but you took?
I'm feeling light off wheels, to be honest.
Let's see. Well, if I had it, light up wheels, definitely. No, I would.
Just double it.
I would. I mean, if you really think I needed a crew, I would look into that, and then
Sorry. Yo, Nigel, thank you so
then-
much for the raid. Let's go.
and then I'd probably do it like way faster because I had a crew. I would be more dialed in on like maximizing the time.
Oh, because they're like, it's like you have like accountability there. People are like waiting on
Well,
you kind of vibe? Or is
Not
that, like,
not even accountability. Just on this trip, I would skate 60 miles. Then I had to skate maybe 5 or 6 or 10 to a hotel, and then back, and then like
Oh,
if,
so
you
you're
know what I
going like
mean?
the opposite direction to the hotel.
Right. So if I had people with me, I could sleep right in my car, or I could have food right there, or
and just do
I could do it
like,
faster,
direct
and
route, okay.
But
Damn, I didn't even think about that. Did you ever think about how many extra miles you did just trying to get to the hotels that's like unofficial?
oh, no, but there was
A lot.
Yeah, a lot of annoying miles, and then there were miles too with putting my camera down and then skating like
Yeah,
up
yeah,
a
yeah.
giant mountain and then
And then
going
skate
back
back.
to get it.
Yeah, I
sure
feel
you're
that.
familiar with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, I thought it was interesting when Jay did it, is like Jay and the other guy, Oreo, they like literally just met. And they just met and they're like, hey, you want to do this?
Oh, really?
Okay.
I thought they
yeah,
were,
they
like,
weren't like
lifelong
lifetime friends. No. They like literally just
Oh,
met. I was
really?
like, whoa, like I don't know if I was gonna do that. I don't know if I would have
Interesting. Yeah, I
done
mean,
on a
you're gonna-
brand new relationship.
You're going to be spending like 2 months nonstop together. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. But yeah, Nigel, thank you so much for the raid. We got Chad. We're asking him questions about Skate Across America. We got Andy THPS. We were at Tony Hawk's house.
Oh yeah.
It's been fun. Yeah. They say, Chad, would you ever go skate with the boys? You know, like the Braille guys?
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yeah,
Are you guys all around here or what?
Nah, they're all kind of like SF area.
SF.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is
sick.
Is Mowgli part of the
He's like honorary, non-official member.
Nice. He was. I saw him at the Tony Hawk event last
Yeah,
night.
sick.
Yeah.
What was he saying to you?
And we're just catching up.
Yeah, sick.
I mean, I've only met him once in New York, so we were kind of just touching bases.
Okay, yeah.
Talking about.
Yeah, right. I remember when he went on that trip with like George and stuff as well.
Yeah, and I think actually Jay might have been there
Yeah,
for
yeah,
that
yeah.
trip. Yeah.
Yeah,
That was the
true.
first time I met him. I think.
Yeah, okay.
Mhm.
Did Jay ask you any tips or anything?
Then?
Oh, like just before he did it or while he was doing it?
I think so. I can't remember.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
You should have gate kept. Like,
Gatekeep.
No.
Oh yeah, no, I love answering.
how do you do it? How did you do it, man? I don't know.
I just Brooke reached out, and the girl who's doing it now.
Yeah.
Cause she's getting like people, commenting things
Yeah.
to her saying like, "Oh, you got a crew following you. It's lame." Like, anyone who's gonna say anything is just coming from people that don't do things themselves.
sure,
You
yeah.
know what I mean? But yeah, I'm happy to share my experience.
Yeah.
I did it because I want people to also do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
For sure. If you think you can do something, go and do it.
Yeah.
That's sick. Oreo and Jay knew each other. They had mutual friends. They were not complete strangers. Yeah, they weren't complete strangers, but they definitely weren't like close friends. They were like relatively new in
No.
each other's orbit.
Yeah. We said hello.
Jay took too many rides. It didn't seem as legit to me. I think that was rides to and from the hotel kind of thing, like what I was saying, but I don't know though. They say, does a frontside overcrook exist? The face.
All right.
I like that.
So
And is it a sport?
yes,
It does?
It does. Yeah.
What do you say?
No.
Nah, I don't know. I'm a guy of like, if a rule is hard to enforce, then it's like kind of what's the point? So it's like, are you really gonna be sitting there going, oh, that's an overcrook, that's an overcrook? To me, it's like whatever. It's just one of the same. Like, who cares?
I think I call it a nose grind,
Yeah. See, to me,
Yeah,
if you call it a nose grind, it doesn't exist.
but I call it a backside overcrook back, like when you do a backside.
I think that's fine.
So I think if you're applying that principle, it's unfair to say the other way doesn't exist.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think you don't necessarily need to apply the principles to both, because
I think technically they both exist, frontside and backside over crook, but you can use slang and just call it a nose grind
yeah,
because it
that's
doesn't
fair.
matter.
Yeah. It also
It
doesn't
just
matter.
sounds smoother.
Doesn't matter what you call it if you did it or
Yeah.
not. Yeah, I agree with that. But the verbiage gets funny when you think about big spin front board, shove it front board, kickflip front board to fakie.
Oh,
It
yeah.
starts to get tricky.
Yeah, I made a video a long time ago about nollie vario flips
Yeah.
because when you do a nollie vario flip, it's actually technically turning frontside, but vario flips turn backside.
Turning front
Tough to
side.
think about, right?
Yeah, yeah, it is turning
All right,
front
so a vario flip is like a pop shove it, right? It's turning backside.
side. Yeah.
But when you're nollie, it changes. So you're like a nollie, a fakie backside 180 is a nollie frontside 180.
Yeah.
So now you're doing a nollie frontside shove it when you're vario
I blame
flipping.
fakie.
You know what I mean?
Fakie just ruins everything.
Yeah.
Because
I'm sure the
like-
chat's just like, what's he saying right
Nah,
now?
I made a video of it, and it's
Yeah.
like I do a nollie crook. No wait, maybe I did regular crook, switch crook, nollie crook, and then
Fakie Susky.
yeah, I did
Yeah,
a fakie susky.
I made a
and
video
then
about that
I did
too.
a real
Yeah.
fakie crook, and it's like the stupidest looking thing. But it's like, oh, okay, well, like, what are we gonna call the crook?
I almost never get like hate comments, and I made a video about that.
Yeah.
And I got more than any other thing I
just got
made about
totally
fakie Susky.
Yeah.
People were just like, what?
Because it technically is the true thing, and then what you think is a fakie crook is a fakie switch crook.
Yeah.
And then as well,
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah.
how can it be switch if it's fakie? It's not.
We have there's a hole in the
the
whole
logic.
thing almost needs to be reorganized. Really,
Yeah.
it's like it's incorrect, but it's kind of funny. It's like
Yeah.
a perfect skater thing for it to be incorrect.
I'm thinking from the Tony Pro Skater thing, because I think it would say fakie crook because it's saying fakie, and then it would switch to like switch crook, and it would say crook, I think.
It's funny because
Oh, fakie to switch crook.
Yeah,
kinda,
like I was
or
thinking what
fakie
it would
crook,
write in
right.
Tony Pro Skater. I think it would write that. It would write fakie ollie, and then it would just write switch crook, I think, right?
I can't remember, but it depends on what game you play because sometimes it wouldn't even tell you. if
Yeah,
you switched
Tony
to
Hawk's
fakie.
1, or whenever they first introduced fakie, you could do switch nollie. I think
Yes,
it's 1,
I
because you do
remember that.
nollie and then you
I
do
remember.
switch nollie.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, I guess you can do a switch nollie. It's called a fakie ollie.
Yeah,
but
exactly. Yeah, and then it's funny how the game sort of became a baseline for what to call tricks, and it has
Yeah.
evolved over the years, and some tricks got renamed and such too.
Yeah,
And
well,
like,
see, I'm a big believer of the name is the name. Like, if people call it that and they know what it is,
There you go.
good luck renaming it.
Yeah.
It's not going to work.
It's funny. People get so stuck on their ways. Like if you try to change something, they just get super angry about it.
this whole
Yeah.
conversation, like in the
Yeah.
weeds, is super interesting to me though, because like you can make like a short out of that and like have like reference videos and stuff and see like where people sit on it. 'cause-
Yeah. But basically, like, the correct thing of all fakie is always just terrible. Like, you don't want to say the real things. You want to
Yeah.
say the, like, what feels right.
Right. Yeah. If you walk around saying fakie Susky,
Yeah.
you get some looks. Yeah.
But technically,
Yeah. I mean, I did. I got a decent amount of comments about that. Man.
That's funny. Some passion
Yeah.
pitchforks.
It's good that people.
I was just like, I don't care. I'm just making this video, like telling you
Yeah.
guys, like showing it. I don't care what it's called.
Yeah. Yeah.
Funny, Australia has always been top on my travel list
Yeah.
since I was a kid.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, you grew up there, right?
Yeah, in Melbourne, in the like southern part. But what's a good like trip, like not a skating trip, but just road trip, is like go to either the north or the south and then like drive along the coast. It's
Oh,
like
yeah?
a really beautiful way to see it all.
Okay,
Yeah, or even fly
Yeah.
some of the way, like maybe fly to Brisbane and then kind of go up the coast part there.
it's good to know. I'll definitely be hitting you up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you should. Yeah, it's really cool and like kind of unique as well from like American point of view.
Yeah.
And it's always like that. My tourist friends, I always take them to see kangaroo, pet the kangaroo, and they're like, go
Oh
crazy.
yeah, lose it.
Yeah.
Is there? Will I run into kangaroos if I skate across the country?
Yeah, for sure. Lots
Really?
of dead ones,
No
probably.
way.
All over.
Like in the middle of nowhere, they'll
Yeah,
approach
kangaroos-
me on the road or no?
So I like to say the equivalent is like of deer. If If you're just in
Oh,
the
really?
outback,
Okay.
you'll see deer and stuff. A little bit elusive. You go near it, they'll kind of jump away or whatever. But
Yeah.
it's kind of similar to that.
Okay.
You can find spots where you'll see a lot.
Yeah, that make for good vlog footage, man.
Yeah. There's skate parks that I would go to in Australia, and there's just there's always kangaroos gonna be. there.
Really?
Yeah.
Is there a lot of parks in
Yeah.
Australia?
So in Melbourne, Australia, it's funny, like, everyone's like, California. Then I come to California, I'm like, man, there was more parks in Melbourne. The parks were better in
Really?
Melbourne. Low
Wow.
key.
Interesting.
I feel like they kind of spoil. Is like, since the early 2000s, they built so many parks, and they're all just really good as well. And even in the last, like, 5 years, they're just building park. So
cool.
dense. Like, if you look at the map, so dense amount of parks in, like, a much smaller area than kind of LA County, too.
Wow.
I was like, damn, blessed out there.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, skating across the country, you see, and the 50 tricks, 50 states, you could see how, like, inland, there's, like, no skate parks, and they're
Yeah.
really far spread apart.
Yeah.
You know? There's still a big gap, and, like, skateboarding needs to catch up in that sense.
Yeah, totally.
For sure.
Yeah.
trying to imagine, like, my guess is like Kansas. Are they lacking skate parks? Like, where's like the biggest?
Sometimes
drought?
the random places they build a lot.
They
Honestly.
have like a killer one. Just
Yeah, well, like, what's that
Nebraska or
one,
Yeah.
Des Moines or whatever? That's the biggest one. It's like literally just in the randomest place.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah, there's no rhyme or reason to it. It's just, like, there'll just be a random gap where there's nothing.
Yeah.
And then you get to some cities like Jackson, Mississippi or something where, like, there should be a park here, but there's nothing at all.
Yeah.
I look at it as, like, you see baseball fields in every single park everywhere. But the skate park is used by like 4 or 5 disciplines,
Yeah.
and there's less of them. It's like, doesn't make sense. You got scooters, skateboards, bikes,
Yeah.
ripsticks. I mean,
Hell yeah.
might get in your way, but
Unicycle.
there's some people are using it, you know?
Yeah, my mom used to say when I was a kid, she's like, you look around, there's a playground, everything for these young, like, kids.
Yeah.
But then this kind of adolescent age where they can do something more independently, not much stuff. Even baseball field, yeah, you got to go at the right time, whatever kind of thing. Whereas skate park's like all access, hitting that teenage demographic so hard, and like they're
Yeah.
kind of like reluctant to build.
That's a great point. And yeah, you can't just kind of show up to a baseball field. Like,
Yeah.
you can, but like you kind of need like the whole
Yeah.
organized thing to be going on.
Yeah, you
know?
need gear too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thought about it like that.
Yeah, skateboarding's the best. Yeah, but yeah, I always thought that was kind of interesting. I was like, yeah, what is this? Nothing really for that kind of like teenage demographic. That's why kids go and do graffiti or do drugs or whatever. It's like nothing to do, you know. Skating, they got a goal. You're like, yeah, I want to do
Yeah.
a blunt to figgy. Oh my god.
And Tony's actually done a tremendous amount, I think more than maybe anyone,
Yeah.
to help that, all the parks he's built.
Yeah.
You know.
Skate park project.
Yep.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I've always wondered what that kind of process is like. I've wanted to be like a fly on the wall. Like, how do they design these parks? Like, how does it get
Yeah.
started, and who signs off on it? And who's like you submit an initial design. Does that come from skate park projects? And then how do they sign off on it? Do they give input? Like, I wonder how that whole stuff gets made.
Yeah,
Yes.
I think it varies, but I've actually gotten a couple of parks open myself.
No way.
I petitioned for one when I was, I think, like 15 years old. When I first started skating, 'cause we were getting kicked out of everywhere.
Yeah.
way.
So my hometown park, like where I'm always skating the mini ramp in all my videos, is what I petitioned for.
That's so
That's
And
sick.
then
sick.
now it's being rebuilt. They keep putting it off because of funding, but probably next year all concrete. And so yeah, basically you'll find a skate park company and you'll work with them to help design it.
Okay.
And then the town like takes it out to bid. And then if someone bids on it, they try to get like the lowest bid, and then another skate park company can build it.
Ah.
So like they can kind of cheap out on
Yeah.
it, and it's just like it gets really complicated and it's not very straightforward. And that's why sometimes you'll like, who built it? Why is this
Yeah.
built like this? Like that's why, because like
Jesus,
they put it out
they
to
literally
bid.
have like prisoners
and-
and stuff sometimes do it. Like,
yeah,
what?
the skate park company that made this design for me, they're not allowed to win the bid,
Ah.
and they were the ones that designed it.
Yeah.
So like, there's just
Terrible.
like weird things in place, and I'm sure it varies state to state, but it's
Yeah.
tough, and they take a long time, usually.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
I've always been curious about that. Like, who is like doing those initial drawings? Do they do architecture and like this sort of stuff, or do they specialize in skate parks or parks in general or whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah, usually the design is made by someone pretty close to skateboarding.
Okay.
But sometimes,
Sometimes not.
sometimes not. Though I mean, there's some funny parks out there.
Yeah, like,
Yeah,
I
what
see
up,
some,
Gia?
like, there's a subreddit for, I think it's called like shitty skate
Yeah,
parks.
yeah.
It's like there's still not
Yeah,
Yeah.
like not even runway for things.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
like,
It's sometimes sad though too, like in Australia where my mom lives, it's kind of like this beachy retiree kind of town, and then the town goes, oh, skating's in the Olympics, cool, let's build a skate park. We've got $1 million budget, Australian dollars, whatever, to build like a really good high quality facility park. Then they pick the location, they're like, all right, everything's all good, let's begin. Then all the people in that area protest, we don't want the drug users coming into our neighborhood.
Really?
Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, and it was about to go, and then they protested so hard that they halted it, and they're like, fine, we'll find a different location. And that was a few years ago, and it's just
You know what?
nothing ever happened.
that's unbelievable to me because it's literally the exact
The
opposite.
Yeah.
I would have been doing drugs and getting in even more trouble if I hadn't found skateboarding.
Yeah.
And a lot of the people I know, that kept them, somewhat
Yeah.
straight,
Yeah,
so-
it's like shocking to see stuff like that. And like my mom was petitioning, like, I was a parent, I have a skater, blah, blah. I wrote some stuff too. And then she even said, just like, hey, people protesting, go to a skate park and like see what it's like before you just have all these negative stereotypes
Yeah.
or whatever. Because it's like they don't ever go to skate park, they just watch TV or whatever.
Right.
So it's like, yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Yeah, no, it gives people, they're usually getting in trouble, a place to kind of
Yeah, focus on something else. Focus
exactly,
on something positive,
right.
creative outlet for like
But
adolescents.
I get why at first glance you might think, oh, we're going to bring the troublemakers here, but you're actually keeping the troublemakers from making trouble,
Yeah.
you know.
We should design a skate park. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah,
All
let's
right,
do it.
I'm in. Let's go.
It'll span the entire country. It's just be a long snake run.
Yeah.
Du Bois Skate Park. Come on. Let's get it going.
World's longest skate park.
World's longest skate park? Which is just like, yeah.
Just a tunnel.
Narrow.
Little beach.
Narrow challenge.
Yeah.
What's chat saying?
Yeah, what's chat saying?
They're saying troublemakers at the skate park are the non-skaters that hang out at them. That is true. And sometimes they start skating and stop the trouble too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I didn't find skating, I would have for sure been getting into some other
Yeah.
things.
I think skating is a really nice thing to focus like your adolescent positive energy into.
100%.
And I always preach on the to learn a tray flip, you've demonstrated like years of progress building skills, and say like one day I will do this. You've achieved it. That's like something that stays with you. You know?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, you take that anywhere in life, the ability to just fail over and over again. Not everyone trains that muscle. you
Yeah.
know?
They just live comfortable life, AC, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Mike says skate parks bring down property values. Mike, you got any evidence? What's the source?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should ban that guy.
Yeah, fuck you, Mike. Long member of the community, fuck you. Get the
Sevens
fuck
in
out.
chat.
Yeah.
I think what else we forgetting to talk about for your documentary.
What about who were your sort of like skate inspirations growing up? You don't have to have like a favorite skater, but just like some people that you like.
Yeah. Let's see. I'm trying to think
Can
back.
I get a Tony Hawk?
No, I mean,
No, just
I'm
kidding.
trying to remember.
Tom Hanks skated big, and that was it for me there.
That's good. I like that. I mean, I was a hucker when I was younger.
Yeah?
So I was jumping off stuff.
Jamie Thomas?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I feel like I didn't even have someone like or anything, but I liked Dying to Live. That was kind of,
Yeah, okay.
you know,
That
the
vibe.
Baker video. Baker
Yeah.
2G, I think, was one of my earlier videos.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I lived that lifestyle for sure.
Yeah. What was your like favorite huck trick you did?
Favorite huck trick? I got two, maybe. Nollie hard flip,
Oh, yeah.
famous 10 stair in New York,
Sick.
and Nollie big spin the banks 9.
Okay, hell yeah.
Like two of our famous spots.
That's sick.
That's probably it.
Yeah.
Yeah, my knees aren't too psyched on those tricks nowadays.
Yeah.
All that jumping.
10 says sounds like a lot these days.
Yeah.
What about now? Is there people that you see now and you're like, yeah, I really like what they're doing? Not even just from Skateability, but just like in general.
Yeah. I actually almost never watch any skate content.
Yeah, I feel
Nothing at all. Almost no videos. No. I'll see things come up on Instagram occasionally, but
Yeah.
that's really it. I think when I got back into skating, when I was 30, sober, I had been out of it for a while.
Yeah.
And I think that was almost a blessing because I wasn't even thinking about what the community was like or, you know what I mean, expectations or anything. I was just like, oh, I'm going to make YouTube videos and do my own thing.
Yeah.
So I was almost like just blind to the whole world and kind of stayed that way and just kept trying to do my thing,
Yeah, that's it.
you know?
Have you ever talked to Darude or skated with Darude?
Darude, yeah.
I was
I
gonna say
interviewed him
he's
on
a
my
big
podcast.
fan of you.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah.
He's the man, dude. Yeah.
That's sick.
Yeah. Hopefully I get to skate with him one day.
Yeah, I feel like you could. He's always touring and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've tried to link up with him, but it never lined up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah. I skated with him a couple times. Same kind of thing. He'd be like, I'm in town for like half a day.
Really?
Yeah.
That's awesome. Did you make a video with him?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He's sick. He like loves skating as well, like
Yeah.
so deeply.
I love it. He gets it, man. He'll just show up and he's just like,
Yeah.
he'll put in his hours skating the mini ramp or something.
Yeah, and
He
like,
loves
yeah,
it.
that's why he
Yeah,
really
yeah.
likes your stuff, because it's like he'll watch your tutorials or whatever and be like, oh, feeble fakie or like,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah. It's amazing. Yeah, Darude's the man. Super nice guy.
Yeah, legend. Sick.
Do you have a favorite skater or an inspiration?
My favorite skater as a kid was definitely Eric Costin. I guess just because that was kind of the stuff I liked, sort of like a bit more tech, a bit more elaborate, but still kind of like gnarly or whatever.
I can see that.
These days, honestly, I really respect Nyjah, even though everyone hates him, whatever. I love Nyjah because he was little baby kid, and everyone looks at him and goes, you know what, maybe he can be the best. And then he's like, you know what, I will be the best. And it's hard to like live up to that pressure. And I feel
It
like
is.
no one ever gives him credit for that. They're like, oh, yo, fuck this guy.
I completely agree. Everyone talks about usually the things that made it easier for him or this or that.
Yeah.
And no one really focuses on like a lifelong pressure put on you by people or expectations
Yeah.
or, you know, definitely a lot to push through and takes a lot of work.
Yeah,
It's easy to just dismiss it. Oh, it was too good or like this or that. But
totally, yeah.
You know.
They're like, oh, too big a rail, I can't relate. Like, oh, he's wearing shorts, doesn't count.
yeah,
Bro.
I can't remember the year, but there was a year I think he should have won SODI.
Yeah,
When
well,
he dropped so
100%.
much
He
footage
won.
that
It
year.
doesn't matter who has the trophy, he won.
Yeah, yeah, that I remember.
That, like, honestly, that kind of broke my heart. And that made me be like, all right, Sodi is 100% just cool kids popularity contest. Like, fuck
well,
you.
I found that out. What was it? I think someone went on the 9 Club or something. Or someone sent me a video about. It's basically just about promotion, you know what I mean? So they'll give
Yeah.
it to whoever's
Spends
what
the most ad
brand's
dollars.
paying for what, and obviously they have to kill it also.
Yeah.
They can't just give it to someone that's not
Yeah.
killing it, but it's more about exposure if they're wearing the shirts, if the brands are supporting them.
Yeah.
You know, which it is kind of heartbreaking, right? You think
Yeah.
it's on merit,
Yeah.
you know, but it's not.
Yeah, it's because it's like, that's like the biased skater of the year that happens to be Thrasher, but then you need like a non-partisan
Right, you need
because it's like,
someone
I
the
think what
community
counted
votes
against him
on,
that is
yeah.
like the super crazy video part that he released that year. It was like through Nike, not through Thrasher. And whereas if it was through Thrasher, then maybe it's different. It's
Yeah,
like,
I
bro.
mean, I think honestly, if you're that big and you're the people hosting it, you
Yeah, you
somewhat
gotta-
have a responsibility
Exactly, I
to
agree.
maintain the integrity of the community.
Yeah.
But also, you know, you got to stay in business, otherwise you can't even hold those kind of things.
That's
you
true,
know? So
and like all the
there's
other
always
magazines pretty much
there's-
died except one
Exactly.
that remained, so it's like,
Exactly. So maybe there's some things that we don't know, you know, to stay in
Yeah.
business or to operate that are being overlooked. I think
Yeah.
that happens a lot. It's easy to just,
Tony,
I would do this, but like,
Tony Hawk won Skater of the Year once, right? I don't even remember.
I think so. Maybe even twice. Maybe like no, probably once.
I think someone else had the twice, but I can't remember who that was either.
I know
Maybe
Foy
Chad
just
knows.
did. Jamie Foy.
For the second time?
Yeah.
Oh, really? Damn,
Yeah.
I didn't even realize that.
Yeah.
That's sick. Yeah, and Tyshawn did too. Maybe the year where Nyjah actually won, but.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. Very first, 1990? Damn, that's crazy.
For Hawk?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
That was the only time.
Oh, yeah, I think Danny Way had it twice. Chris called Danny Way and Foy and Tyshawn.
Foy.
Yeah, Foy's this year. Foy was 2017. Kyle
Foy's
Walker
so
was
good, though.
this year, I remember.
Yeah,
Foy's
he's the man.
sick. Yeah.
Yeah, I really respect Foy skating too. He's like leveling up.
Yeah.
Skateboarding for sure. Yeah.
Some of the rails and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Mike, I didn't know we were live streaming a podcast today. Mike, you got complaints? We already banned you, Mike. What are you talking about?
Why should we go do something? What's the expectation normally? It's
Nah, I don't know. This is good.
Actually, I can't even skate. My knees all destroyed. So I'm
dang.
cool with talking.
Did you not skate today at all? The thing?
No, I wanted to, but I
feeling
like just pumped, and I was like, I really shouldn't.
Dang.
Yeah.
Playing safe, yeah.
Yeah, I got a long trip ahead of me.
Yeah, so how long is your tour thing going to last?
I finished in Jackalope May 31st in Virginia Beach.
Okay, yeah,
So
cool.
it's about a month, but
Yeah.
I kind of want to be able to roll it around.
My board is in the car. But thank you so much. Thanks you, Tony, for yelling at us.
Yeah. What up,
I should
Tony?
have got him to say that. I didn't. I was trying to be cool. I'm trying to not be fanboy at all.
Oh,
like,
was that your first time meeting him or skating?
first time like spending a good amount of time with him.
Nice.
Like I've just briefly met him before or whatever.
Yeah, he's so nice.
Yeah. He was really chill.
Homie.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's crazy.
And when people ask me like, "Oh, how's Tony?" I'm like, he's like exactly how you see him in interviews. He's like even keel every
Yeah.
situation. He's just like, that's how he is. Just a nice guy. You know?
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. For real. Old dudes with destroyed knees. Kind
Hey.
2 old
Hell
dudes.
yeah.
Dude, make that 3 old dudes and destroy
Hell
them.
yeah.
of. They say, "How are your feet?" Well, I guess that's like, "How are your feet going now?"
Well, you can't just
Yeah.
give them that info for free. You gotta make them pay for the fees.
Hey.
That's just for the pics.
It goes in cycles. In the beginning, I thought it would never get better.
Yeah.
It was like I was walking in pain kind of for maybe 3 months, 6 months even. And then it was dull, annoying pain for like a year and a half. And now at this point, it doesn't hurt. Maybe if I touch it, it's a little bit like sore in the plantar fasciitis area. Maybe I'll get some like clicking,
nice.
here and there or something, my ankles. Just
Damn.
kind of a dull annoyance, but ultimately it faded away from like being a real problem.
Yeah.
Because for the first 6 months, I was going to the doctor all the time. I'm like, I can't live like this.
Yeah,
Like,
is this
this
my
is
life
not
now?
going to be my life. I got to
Damn.
keep going, trying to figure
Yeah.
out like, I was icing, elevating, trying lacrosse balls,
Yeah.
like all sorts. I was like, I can't afford stem cells,
Yeah.
but I got to fix this.
Do you think like you could wear different shoes, maybe different insoles? Like, do you have some different insoles in there? Because the skate shoes are so flat. I feel like that maybe wouldn't help. I guess I don't know.
Well, for skating, I mean, I could probably wear FP insoles or something while I'm
yeah.
like doing tricks. But I feel like my feet never really bothered me that much doing tricks.
Okay.
It's just more the long distance pushing that really destroyed.
Yeah, but I mean like now, because like to recover them or what do we?
Oh,
like,
I
going
was
forward.
I was wearing like running shoes
Yeah.
almost all the time
Okay,
unless
yeah,
I
yeah.
was skating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah, not
Because I
fun.
feel like that would help, but I mean, what do I know?
It does. No, in my whole life, I wore skate shoes and never really knew about any other world of shoes. And then I was at work as a server, and someone was like, "Yo, you should wear like running shoes." I
Yeah.
bought them, and it changed my life.
Okay.
I was like, "What have we been doing to ourselves all these years with these terrible shoes? It's so
Yeah.
uncomfortable. It's terrible." I worked one day in those. I was like, "Oh, it feels like I'm on a cloud. This is
Yeah.
incredible." Yeah, skate shoes are good for board feel, but they're like just horrible for your feet.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel that. Yeah, I think my feet are a bit like my knees go inward or something because I'm walking on flat shoes the whole
Yeah,
time.
dude. I mean, you put in a lot of hours on the board, so I imagine your feet
Yeah.
hurt sometimes too, right?
Yeah, my knee is my biggest problem or whatever, the like cartilage in my knee kind of thing
Okay.
is like my one like main reoccurring injury.
A little crunchy or what?
Yeah, like 2 surgeries, big crunchy, meniscus, a cartilage,
Hey,
whatever,
I'm
like a lot going on.
I'm in the same boat.
Yeah. But it's okay.
Yeah, part of the game.
Yeah. Yeah. Reynolds
That's-
has New Balance shoes that are Huff running shoes, Huff skate shoes. I met up with this guy that had a really bad foot injury. He like jumped off this 3-story building basically and like messed up his whole foot. And he was saying he had these weird ass shoes. They kind of look like You know when girls wear like big platform shoes? They almost look like that, but it was kind of like padded a little bit. It was high like this,
Really?
and kind of like padded. And he's like, "These changed my life, man." Like
High heels? All right.
yeah.
Okay, man.
He was saying like
Yeah.
he's like, if I wear normal shoes, I can't maneuver at all. Now with
Really?
these, like I can kind of like almost run, blah blah blah.
Whoa.
I was like, whoa, that's crazy. Yeah.
Another thing that was suggested to me were, I don't know the name of them, but they're almost like barefoot looking shoes.
Oh, yeah.
People say that helps for like plantar fasciitis or things like that, so you're not changing like the shape of your foot
Did they
to
still
the
sell those?
insoles.
Yeah,
I think
I've
so.
seen a few
Yeah, I think
different
they're
kinds.
popular, yeah.
You could
Yeah.
try that. I see some TikToker type people like really going hard on them.
Yeah, to me, I mean, I've lived my life. I try to almost never use products. I feel like everything's people just trying to sell you something.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
You don't really need that much in life,
I agree.
you know.
Yeah.
Have you tried skating in those? Like the foot shoes?
The ones that the guy had?
Yeah.
Nah.
There you go.
Hey, it helped him. Good on him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe next stream you'll do it.
Yeah, I think that's what it was called. Hokas. Hokas.
Yeah.
Hokas look goofy. I'm pretty sure that's what he was saying. Hoka. They say BPC 157 peptides. Look into it.
I heard of that.
What is a peptide?
I have no idea. I hear good things. I hear bad. I hear people say don't take peptides. I don't know.
Yeah, people like to say a lot of stuff.
You can't.
Did you ever try like CBD and all that kind of stuff too?
No, like I said, I basically have never taken medicine or anything my whole life.
Okay.
I don't basically do anything unless it's
Yeah.
like I'll take an antibiotic if I'm like I have to.
Yeah, I'm kind of like
Yeah.
that too. And I was very much like, CBD, whatever, man. Like, I'll just heal. If I heal, I heal. Then I had a
Yeah.
big bruise, like just kind of like an impact bruise. I put some CBD on it, and it definitely healed faster. I was
Really?
like, oh shit, it actually works.
Really? Interesting. Is it like
I remember really being like, wow, it actually
is
does
it like
work.
icy hot basically or
It's
what?
kind of like icy hot, but I would feel like icy hot feels good, doesn't really do anything. Whereas I feel like CBD like is actually doing something.
Really?
I'm like, oh, interesting.
Well, maybe I'll
Yeah,
try
so
it.
maybe
Yeah.
you could try that
Yeah.
because you can use CBD non-THC. I think all
Yeah.
of them.
Oh yeah,
non-THC or
yeah.
whatever.
I'm not worried about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think maybe that could help. Like, I don't know. Some
Yeah,
people
worth
really
a try.
stand by it. But yeah, if it still kind of hurts, it's definitely worth a try, I feel like. Brian says, yeah, I couldn't walk half a block for approximately 6 months and needed surgery. Daily injections for a month solved it. That was the peptides thing.
Oh, peptides.
What are peptides?
Interesting.
They say meth is good for joint and muscle pain. Have you ever
I tried that. Did not work. Did not go well. Yeah. No.
I think the THC with it helps more. I have never used the CBD with THC, so I can't speak on that, but maybe you're right. Then with the knees over toes guy exercises, now better than ever. Brian, I hate to break it to you. I really hate to burst the bubble right now, but knees over toes guy is a member of the Science Academy, Aaron Cairo style.
Is he?
Yeah,
Nice.
but he has good public reputation. I was like, wow, that's actually kind of interesting. He's like living the Cairo dream of just like having them separate.
He what's it called?
He says, oh no, I'm so sorry, Brian.
Knee over toes is probably one of the most commented things on my videos throughout the years, probably because
Yeah.
of all my like knee and foot pain and all that stuff. People always suggest it. But,
Yeah.
yeah. I'll
They
just
say
keep-
the
I'll just keep-
exercises work. I didn't pay him to get them. Let's go. Yeah, I'm not saying anything about the exercises, but just I was like interested to learn that. Stretching is key, they say. Yeah, that's interesting. That's kind of always been my fear in skating or whatever. I guess is kind of like lifelong injuries. I feel like
Yeah.
all skaters have like medium or like low lifelong injuries, but then to
Yeah.
have like a medium or severe one is like, ooh.
Yeah, no, it's tough. I mean, I wake up like on this trip, and even though my knee hurts and I can't really skate, but I could do like feeble fakie,
Yeah.
or, like things like that around the park. I'm like happy,
Yeah.
because as I'm getting older, I'm just thankful that like I don't have a serious thing where I can't even be moving around or doing
Yeah.
things. You know, like those that could ruin your, make life way harder for you.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm just thankful. Yeah, I could deal with some pain. You know what I mean?
Yeah. This is an interesting question. Gia says, what do you think about making pushing a career? So I guess that's you said I did this for me, blah, blah, blah. Oh,
Yeah.
and then all this stuff kind of came around. I guess it's saying like, what do you think about if someone else was to like really do it, make a lot of content, everything's focused around like making content around it, and they just keep doing it? Like, what do
For
you think
anyone
about
or
that?
for me?
No, just like for someone to do that, I guess.
And so what's the question? Like how to do it?
Well, no, like how do you feel about someone else doing that?
Oh, yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I don't care what anyone does.
Yeah.
I don't know, do whatever you want. Let's see.
We'll
I
take
mean, for
follow-ups if
me,
you
I
want
never
to.
wanted to. I don't like beating the same thing dry.
Yeah.
It just doesn't do anything for me. I could have just kept skating across countries and made a living and just been the skate across the country guy.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. That's not why I do things, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, it's cool.
Yeah, that's
I
it.
leave it for someone else to do. If they want to, nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
But, I don't know. It just
Yeah,
doesn't.
sick.
You do whatever excites you, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. That's cool. Not to sort of like pigeonhole yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It's just creatively not exciting. I like new ideas, like the 50 tricks, 50 states.
Yeah.
Or even the way I skate, if you think about it, all the mini ramp tricks. Like, I like trying to explore tricks that may have not been done or weird ones. Or,
Yeah.
You know, it's just fun for me.
Yeah.
Just looking for new things, you know?
Totally. Yeah. What's the?
Yeah, sometimes it doesn't pay very well, but it's fun and it's rewarding.
Yeah, it's interesting because I always talk about making money from skating. Oh, pro skaters, how much they make in sponsors, blah, blah, blah. I'm always talking about this shit. And then I always have to say as well, skating is not about making money. Like, I didn't
Yeah.
get into skating thinking like, yeah, I better try to make as much money as I can. Oh my God, I better do whatever's going to make money. It's
No.
like, I fucking love this thing. Oh, now I can sort of make a career out of it. It's cool. It's all fallen into place. But it's
Right.
not like, I don't think anyone ever set out like, I will learn to tray flip so I can make so much money.
Yeah, no. I mean, there was, you know, now that I'm older, I can be honest, when I was young and you think, like we were saying, like, oh, I'll be a pro, there is a little bit of, like, just that you'd be able to live that way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But you don't know what that means. You're not saying, like, I'm doing this for money.
I never really would be like, I wonder how much money they're making.
Never.
I never ever thought like
Never.
that.
That's
You kind of
what-
more
right.
think like, I want to be on the trip. I want to get the video.
Go on a
I wanna
tour, yeah, video
you never
part,
really
yeah.
thinking like, I want to make money and buy a boat or whatever.
That's true. Yeah. No, I actually mentioned that to a friend the other day. We were talking about the same thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like getting into music. It's like no one gets into music and playing instruments to make money because it'd be the worst
Yeah.
possible career choice you could make, right?
Yeah.
Because it's fun first and then try
Yeah.
to make something work from it.
Yeah. What I kind of say is like, when people are critical of skaters making money, I'm like, it's cool that they can be in a position where they can focus all of their energy into skating instead of having to work a job then go skating, you know?
Yeah.
It's like nice to be able to figure out a situation where you can do it like that.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's based on the individual, you know, how they're doing it, why they're doing it.
Yeah. They say they get into music to meet women.
Oh, hell yeah. That's why I got into skating.
That's what Mowgli says. He like unironically says that's why I got into skating. Him and his friends like, we're gonna get girls when he's like 14.
So did that work?
I mean, kinda, right?
Sir. Love that, fans.
Yeah. To me, that's funny because I started skating when I'm like 8 or whatever. So it's like my brain doesn't think like that at all, you know. Because I would find it interesting too. People will say, I stopped skating because I had no one to skate with. I'm like, I was an 8-year-old kid. I'm like, I barely even know other people exist. Like, I'm just locking in on this one thing. Yeah.
Yeah, as long as you're going out, like, you're going to meet someone somewhere.
Yeah,
if you
because
just keep
to them,
going.
the skating
Yeah.
is like someone else saying, hey, come skate with me. And then they stop skating them up and then they quit.
Right.
So I just thought that was kind of interesting.
But also, there's something to be said about, like, people that skate generally are the types that will do it by themselves or like to be by, like, they don't need
Yeah.
the team. You know what I mean? It's almost like calls you.
Yeah.
You know?
Skating definitely called to me of the like, don't need to go to the court, don't need to rely on other people, don't need my parents to drive me, whatever.
Right.
It's just like, let's skate on the concrete. Okay, let's try a million
Anytime.
times. Yeah. Yeah.
Also, for me, I've still never snowboarded,
Okay.
like, ever in my life. And to me, that was a higher barrier for entry. I needed like a ride, I needed money, I needed all this stuff. And a skateboard I could do
Yeah.
as a poor kid, I could just kind of find one and like just do it
Driveway.
whenever
Yeah,
I want.
snowboarding is
you know
definitely
what I mean?
rich
Yeah.
game.
I wouldn't say poor, but we didn't have
Yeah,
money. You know what I
It
mean?
is
Yeah.
very expensive. Like,
Yeah.
and now the kids are like, everyone's so good in snowboarding that the only people that are like kind of becoming the top is the little kid that has everything and has all the money.
The
and can
access.
Yeah. So it's kind of like in a little bit of a weird spot. Whereas back in the day, it used to be a little bit more like possible for kind of like the everyman family, whatever, to get the kid to
Right.
be good. But now it's a bit more like, if you are not rich, good luck.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
so you've never snowboarded since even?
I've never snowboarded once in my life.
We should go.
Yeah. Let's go.
Where's New York? What's the mountain so they always talk about
I
in the
think
movies?
people go to where? Maybe they go
The
to Vermont
Hamptons?
for
Oh,
trips.
yeah, Vermont?
They go, let's see. all my fellow New Yorkers are gonna kill me for not knowing any of these mountains. I can't
How do you
remember.
pronounce the word coffee?
Killington, I think is one people say. I might be
Coffee.
Vermont. Coffee. Yeah, coffee.
I'm
Cup of
walking
coffee.
here. You ever said to someone, I'm walking here?
I'm walking here. Yeah, how you doing?
say
Need
it?
a cup of coffee.
No, that's pretty good.
Thanks. Yeah.
One of those skater guys, I think his name was Danny Torres, George Paul's
Danny,
friend.
yeah.
He's had a viral TikTok where he walks on the street and he goes, watch this. He just goes, ah! And he goes, anyone that turned around is not from New York.
Yeah, that's accurate. I've seen that video. Yeah.
That was funny.
That's great. Danny's the man.
Yeah, that's sick. But yeah, we should go snowboarding. My girlfriend is like, she went to the Olympics for snowboarding.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
So I've been snowboarding with her, and it's been kind of fun. It's
Yeah?
fun to learn. Like I did a little bit in my youth, but now since being with her, like I've been going quite a bit more.
Yeah, so we'll transition maybe. You'll be
Yeah, it takes a
Snowboarder?
bit to fully understand like how it's sort of different or whatever. But if you kind of bring that like I am a skater and I will learn how to do this energy, then you can kind of really go through it.
Cheer 25 Chad thoughts on Massachusetts?
So little preface: this person lives in Massachusetts.
okay. Nice.
What do you think of Massachusetts? Say bad things.
Say bad things.
Yeah. Give you honest bit.
100% honest.
Let's see. I haven't spent much time there. I think it's fine. I don't know. I got nothing really to say.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah, I've skated in Boston. They got some fun spots.
Yeah. Jeremy Rogers.
That's about it. Never met him.
I think
Never
he's like,
met him.
I'm from Boston.
Yeah. Yeah. Nah, I don't have many stories from there.
Yeah, okay. Brian, we were medium poor growing up, but I had a friend that went skiing every weekend due to ski season, and he was 2. I just had to buy a board. And the ski pass tag along, that's sick.
There you go.
GL says, which state had the worst roads? I asked him that earlier, and he said Texas.
Texas for sure.
Yeah. Undisputedly.
Tennessee wasn't the funnest, but
Where from Texas was it like the very top? I imagine.
yeah, it was
Down
towards
below?
towards the top. I definitely went through like Dallas Fort Worth area.
Oh, okay. Right on. I'm from Houston, so
Yeah.
Oh, really?
yeah, screw Dallas. Yeah,
Hey,
we have to hate Dallas.
nice.
Dallas invented the corn dog, so what you
Oh
know?
really?
My fault. My fault.
I went to the fair in Dallas, that's what that said. Where the corn dog was invented.
That's the only thing that they did. I mean,
Hey, if
like
that's the
Dallas.
only thing you did, I mean, you contributed, enough for me.
Thanks, Dallas.
That's great.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. They say, did your feet go numb skating in Texas? So I guess like when I bomb a
Yeah.
hill on the rough ground, your feet kind of get tingly or whatever.
Yeah, it's like what you're experiencing, but times like 20.
But for a
All
long
day
period of
long.
time would be weird, I feel
I
like.
could show you pictures. The ground was, you wouldn't even believe it.
Damn.
It almost doesn't even look like ground. It's just like big rocks spaced out. Yeah.
Damn.
You're just crushing.
It's
through
called,
that.
all right, so it's called chip seal.
Okay.
It's basically like, it's almost like they laid tar and then just dumped a bag of big rocks all over the road instead of paving it.
Oh, yeah, I know what you mean.
And I think someone said, like, I guess Texas is separate. It's like a free state. And so no one does like their infrastructure of their roads. It's based on each town. So they just have like a different
Well,
style of
that's-
roads. Maybe it's not maintained the same way in those areas. So it's just made for like just brutal ground.
Yeah. They say, who do you think wins in a fight? 100 skaters, like human skateboarders, or one gorilla?
Are the skaters equipped with skateboards?
That's a good question. What about with and without?
I'm gonna say no, right? Because I feel like if we're saying this, they all shouldn't have weapons.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. I think they win.
I think so too.
And are they over 18?
Yeah. We'll say
Okay.
skater men.
Okay. 100. I think the mass of 100 people's.
There's no
nothing
way a
can
gorilla
stop
can
that
win.
many people. It's just too many numbers.
Yeah.
I
think-
you could just blob on top of something at that point and like suffocate it. Like you don't even really need.
And gorilla still
skill,
gets
you know?
tired. Gorilla's not like immune to getting tired. It just has a higher barrier than a human.
Yeah. No, I think if you all barge at the same time,
Yeah.
100 at a time, and just pile on like a football tackle. That's it. He's done.
They say how many casualties? Probably a lot. I feel like when it's 100 versus a gorilla, I feel like it will only ever really be kind of like 10 versus a gorilla, you know? So it's like
Yeah.
a 10 wave, 10 wave, 10 wave, wear him down.
Yeah, maybe. I like my pile.
But go for the eyes too. Go for the eyes. You're chilling.
Yeah.
10 people, look, one on each limb, and then one goes for the eyes. Boom. Then once you got the eyes done, then the rest is pretty chill. Go for the
Yeah.
groin. You hammer the groin.
Dude, That's the strat going into it?
Yeah.
I was like, huddle up real quick. I don't know,
I'm-
man. Girls are strong, dude. I'm like, I'm thinking-
But Gorilla
Also-
Eye is just as strong as anyone else's eye.
No, but, it's like,
Well-
but even if they're blind, when they just like blindly like mosh.
Yeah, but then you got the upper hand. There's still so many dudes though.
Also, you gotta think, skaters, we're pretty good at taking pain.
Yeah.
It's kind of our job.
Yeah.
So I think we could fight it out better than a lot of,
We need to simulate
different
this,
people.
get to the bottom of it.
Yeah.
We know this meme is taking over.
Yeah, I think Mr. Beast is gonna make a video.
Yeah.
I actually think the whole meme bit exists just for clicks, and no one actually thinks it's impossible.
Yeah.
I think it's just more for talk, like,
Yeah. It's funny how random stuff becomes popular.
yeah.
Bite through the neck, yeah, that's what I'm saying, Mike. Easy. Eyes, bite through the neck, hit the groin, boom, boom, done. Light. Go skate after.
Go skate out. The after gorilla sesh.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Give the gorilla a skateboard and become friends. I mean, imagine if you could train a gorilla to like focus a skateboard. That would be lit. That would be viral.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah. That's a strategy no one's ever really talked. Everyone says 100 people versus a gorilla, but no one ever talks about befriending the gorilla. That's part of
Yeah,
our
psychologically
psychology.
beat them.
Could
Utilize our strength
trick it
of
to be a
social,
friend
social
and
skills.
then jump behind him, take the eyes.
True.
I've
Yeah.
been convinced now.
Convince them that they're free.
Yeah, I've never heard that take.
That's
because
true.
of the
Long,
ones
long game.
Yeah, be friends with them for like 3 weeks, go skate park,
Yeah.
and then turn on them.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
The long
Guarantee the win.
Yeah.
Win in their sleep.
Nice.
Yeah, nice. That's good.
What do we think? We're at the 2-hour mark.
Yeah. Any final thoughts? Final questions? Chat, final questions? Thoughts?
Do I have any questions for you? Let me see. Do you plan on staying in skateboarding your whole life?
I feel like once you skate for a certain amount of years, you like can't. You try to leave and you can't almost.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, for sure. What I kind of say with my content now is I'm kind of trying to be more like what we were saying earlier, just like a bit more mainstream appeal. I want to be known as like, oh yeah, I like that creator. Oh, he used to be a skateboarder. Or it has the origin in skateboarding,
Right.
rather than like show me a hard trick every day or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm trying to like go a bit more like that, but it is hard though, and like
Yeah.
I don't want to like turn my back on skating either. It's kind of like I'm trying to walk the balance of sort of like
Yeah.
appease the core skaters, live my skate life, but at the same time sort of be more like mainstream influencer-y style.
Yeah. It is pretty tough though to walk that line and
Totally,
please two different. you
Pleasing
know,
the
like,
skaters is almost impossible.
It
So.
really is actually. They're some of the hardest people to please.
You
in
do
the
a late
entire
flip,
world.
you got to check which year it was. 1 year you're a hero, next year you're a loser. 1 year you're a hero, next year you lose. You see the cycle go up and down enough, you're like, all right, this is dumb. Like, what the hell? Yeah, but yes, it is hard. Oh, here we go. Chad, have you ever been invited to go on Joe Rogan? You'd be an ideal guest.
Never. That'd be cool. I would be down.
Yeah,
100%.
hell yeah.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, damn, they say Ricky's got 7 years left tops.
Sheesh, how old are you?
33.
33.
40th birthday.
40?
40 tricks
They
for
capping
40.
you at 40?
That's savage, huh?
I feel like I'm gonna hit my prime at 40.
At
After
40,
this
I'm
knee
gonna
surgery. I'm having the second wind.
All right, age 40, skate across
Yeah.
40 countries. Boom.
All right,
40
I'll
countries,
take you up
40
on
days.
that. Let's go. I'm in.
I like the idea of circumferencing an island. I like that. Is there an island with a nice bike path around it?
Yeah, there is.
That would be ideal.
Maybe it's Singapore.
Yeah, okay.
I think so. Could be completely wrong in making that up though.
Yeah,
So don't take
I'm
my
sure
word
there
for
is
it.
one.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I think
it makes
there's- I
sense
think
to
there-
build a
there
path
are
around an island.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'll figure
There's
it out.
countries.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Cool. Well, yeah, hell yeah.
That was fun.
Thanks
man.
for
Yeah.
the live, the chit chat. Appreciate you. Thanks, Andy, for like hooking up this endeavor.
Yeah.
Andy.
Yeah, follow Chad on Instagram, Chad Caruso, and how you spell it again?
CHAD_CARUSO.
Yeah, and you can see the tour dates, and then you can follow his YouTube, and you can see all the stuff he's doing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Skate clips.
Yeah,
A little bit
occasional
everything.
live on the YouTube.
Yeah.
Then we got
Occasionally.
Andy on Twitch. The game's coming out. It's all about to be going ham on Twitch,
It's gonna be
on the
popping
YouTube
off.
for all the 20 Express Skater 3+4 news.
Yeah.
And yeah, but yeah, that was fun. Thank you guys.
Yeah, it was fun.
Should we
Thanks for having me
raid
on.
someone? Yeah, of course. Appreciate you. It was cool to just randomly see you and
Yeah.
be like, oh yeah, let's hang out.
Yeah.
Okay, so on Twitch you can do a thing that's like a raid, and
Okay.
then it basically is like the viewers from our thing will like watch whoever we kind of like. They kind of like automatically
Oh,
go
okay.
into
Go
the
to
next
someone
thing.
else.
Yeah. So why don't we see? Is there any kind of thing that you think we should raid? It's mainly kind of like video games, to be honest. But
Okay.
then I sometimes look see if my friends are on. Sometimes I'll search like skateboarding or Tony Hawk's Pro Skater or something. Let's see if any of the homies are on.
I have homies on, but none of them are like doing skateboarding.
Yeah. So I love to just. Should we do Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, seeing as it's a Tony Hawk kind of day?
Yeah, check it out. You know, I actually haven't played a video game in maybe 15, 20 years.
Yeah,
Yeah.
bro, we're like synced up.
Really?
There was a point in my life where I'm like, I'm never gonna play a video game.
Yeah.
Again. And I said I was never gonna. Then I got the job at Braille and stuff, and they're like, play Skater XL. I was like, fine, for work, fine.
Yeah.
And then since then, I've been playing a little bit more since Twitch and stuff, playing a little bit more. But I'm kind of on the same sort of wavelength of
Yeah.
like,
I think, yes.
I like to play IRL.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
All right, who we got in Tony Hawk's Pro Skater? This guy's playing Tony Hawk's American Wasteland with a face cam, 6 viewers.
Good to them.
Deaf streamer is chilling.
I see a lot of people fishing on IRL.
Damn.
Oh yeah? Should we go with this guy? I think he's deaf. Deaf streamer is chilling. THPS 3+4 hype.
Oh, is that Mad TV?
Yeah, Mad Fly
Mad Fly, yeah.
TTV_sin. Let's do that. All right, thanks guys. Thanks Chad.
Thank you.
Let's raid. Keep up the good work. It will take a second to do this. Keep up the good work. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I'm hyped we got the owner on the live stream.
Yeah.
What's
That was
that?
awesome. Hyped we got the owner on
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, that reaction was really good.
Legend. I love to do stuff like that. To
Yeah.
just be like, this guy did this.
Yeah, it's the best.
He's like, what? Oh my god.
That's funny.
Okay, it is Madfly TTV_sin. Mad.
How far is San Diego from here? Do you know?
From San Diego from here?
Yeah.
I think like 40 minutes.
Yeah,
Oh,
that
really?
sounds Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it was literally like 40 minutes to the airport from here, too.
Yeah.
Like 15 minutes.
All right, be respectful for this guy.
Oh,
May or may not tell him that we were just skating with Tony Hawk. It is up to you. But yeah, all right, bye-bye.
Later.